Hey guys, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on our video today. As you can see by the title and probably by the length of this reading, which I'm sure it's going to be a mega reading today. This is all about you versus them. We haven't extended, so literally get comfy, get cozy, get your snacks, get your drinks, get your pets, because we are about to dive in deep about you versus them. So normally when I do readings like this, I do feel like most of the time it is about romantic connection. So I am channeling today for romantic readings. But if you feel like you are drawn to this, but the person on your mind is a platonic connection, that is totally fine. Just honestly interpret it however it makes sense to you. But yes, this could be about anybody. It could be about a romantic connection or a platonic connection. And of course, as I get into it, if the energy sounds more platonic, I will definitely say that. But I do think for a lot of you, this is going to be a romantic reading. So I just wanted to let you know that you can interpret this however you would like. So here on YouTube, we're going to be looking at the current energies between you and this person, but also your current energy and their current energy about this entire connection, and also the connection between the two of you. We're going to be looking at what are the next steps in the connection, what is the current potential that exists between the two of you towards this connection, and then we have this huge extended as well. In the extended, we're going to be looking at who will initiate the next move. Will it be you, them, or spirit? Where is this connection headed in the next 30 days? So I want to get a very specific timeline from spirit, which is over the next 30 days. We'll look at the shorter timeline and the longer timeline. We'll also see what should you do next, and we'll get any signs / synchronicities to look out for. Now, I also want to say, keep in mind, if you don't know this person, that is totally okay as well. This could be somebody that maybe is from your past. This could be somebody that is in your current energy. This could be a future relationship, and maybe you're picking up on somebody's energy, but you don't have a face to who they are yet. And that is totally valid because it's still you versus them. We're still looking at two people's energies in a connection, whether it's a 3D connection or a 5D connection. And as I was saying that, my timer on the clock was 222, which is the sign of the other. So for some of you, it could definitely be that there is somebody that you're picking up on, but you don't really know what's going on with the connection just yet. So this is for everyone, for any type of scenarios that you are going through. And whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not, I think anyone could watch this reading today. But yes, that is what we are doing. Super deep dive today. I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Each group has a different tarot deck, a different crystal, and a different card that came out as I shuffled. So there are multiple ways for you to be drawn to your groups. And also you can watch multiple readings because there could be multiple people that you are wanting to get some information about, or multiple connections in your life. So yeah, keep all of that in mind. Let me go ahead and show you your options up close one by one. Group 1, this is the Zenned Out Journey Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this amethyst point. And your random card is the Ace of Cups. Group 2, this is the Gentle Heart Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this rose quartz. And your random card is the Fool. Group 3, this is the Muse Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this olivine. And your card is the Four of Voices, which is the Four of Swords. Group 4, this is the Queer Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this honey calcite. And your random card is the Six of Wands. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. With what I'm seeing, everything looks so positive so far. So I definitely didn't do that on purpose. So it feels like the energies within this collective feels very good. And I'm so excited to dive into each of these groups. So like I said, watch as many as you would like and take all the time you need to pick your groups. I'm going to get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose the Zenned Out Journey Tarot with the Ace of Cups and this amethyst point, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm wondering, where do I set this today, because I feel like we're gonna take up a lot of space on my little desk here for all the cards that we have. So let me go over this breakdown very quickly in case you did not get to hear it in the intro. This is all about you versus them. I'll talk about the extended at the end of our reading as like a little transition, but for now we're going to be looking at the YouTube portion. We're going to be looking at your energy, your person's energy, and the energy of the connection itself. We're going to look at both of your current energies, both of your current experiences of this connection, and both of your current thoughts and feelings towards each other. We're going to look at the energy of the connection between the two of you. We'll see what is your next steps and their next steps in this connection. We'll also see what is the current potential that exists between you two in this connection. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. And at the very end of our YouTube portion, I am going to be using my little hidden truth oracle in case there is somebody specific that you want to hear a message from. It doesn't have to be this person, it could just be anybody. I will pull some from that as well. So I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much for clicking on this. Whether it's your first time on my channel, if you have watched my readings before, thank you so much. And I'm just so excited. I will say this energy is so calm. It's so nurturing. It's so loving for group one. Like, I feel like I can just like melt into this energy, which is so nice. And especially the first thing that stood out to me is the amount of purple that is on the card that you chose, because when I match the purple crystal with the purple deck, I always match crystals with the back artwork of the deck. I never look at what the actual intro card is that comes out for you. So the fact that there's just so much purple going on, that really stood out to me. And purple is also the color of your third eye. So that could be significant. I feel like for a lot of you, you are very familiar with this person. So you could actively be with them, or you know their energy really well. Maybe you've known them for a really long time. Maybe they're even like a friend that you have love for, like romantic love for, but there's just something here about your third eye. You just are very confident about this connection. You're very confident about this person, but the way the cup is overflowing, it just feels like you know each other really well for this group. And I think maybe you're already in a relationship for some of you, like you're already together and it just feels so good and loving and nurturing. And even with the blue and this being water, you know, the Ace of Cups is water, I was thinking about that heavy Cancer energy of like, we're building a home together, we're nurturing and taking care of each other. So there's just something here on like, it's very reciprocated. The energy is very mutual, but it feels very comfortable, and it feels like you know exactly who this is in your physical world. But for those of you, if you're not actively with this person in the 3D, then it's like there's this overflowing energy in the 5D. There is this overflowing love and nurturing energy that is there intuitively, if it hasn't fully manifested in the 3D just yet. But I do think for a lot of you, you are very content and very happy with this connection. So that just was so interesting to me. And this moon even makes me think of Cancer as well, which is again what made me think of like your home in some aspect. But let's get into it. I'm actually going to move this over. I'm going to use this a little bit later, but I just hope there's enough space for everything on my desk. So on this side, I have your energy. On this side, I have their energy. And this is the energy of the connection between the two of you. So I'm going to put this down here, put this here. And the three little things, your current energy, your current experience of the connection, and your current thoughts and feelings towards them, all of that will be shown with these cards here. And same with them, all of that will be shown with these cards here. So let's, oh, and also, you know, if for some reason you feel like this is actually their energy and this is your energy, that's totally fine. But just for the way I, you know, I shuffle the cards and my intentions was this is you, this is them. But if it's flipped, that's fine. You know, view it however you want to. It's also possible that it's a very mutual mirrored energy as well. But yes, let's go ahead and see. I'm so excited. I don't know why. I feel like I really like this energy. It's so sweet. Let's go ahead and see what is group one's current energy towards this person. I feel the same. Just saying that, right? Feelings are mutual. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the ninth house. Wow, we have the lily, or the trout and lily of the valley with purification. Ooh, group one. I feel like this person just opened you up to like a whole new world. Hold on, let me see how I want to adjust my cards today. It feels like they opened you up to a whole new world, to a whole new experience that you've literally never experienced before. And even with this energy here, even that this feels like this is somebody you know in the 3D, or at least you've experienced some part of this connection in your physical reality. I feel like this doesn't really live in your head. Like, it's not really a fantasy the way it's coming through. I think that this is mutually reciprocated. And I think that you've experienced a lot of 3D things with this person that you've never experienced before with anybody. And I feel like because of that, you just feel so safe and so content with this person. You could be going through some kind of a life shift or a life change or transformation in your current energy. And like something is making sense to you. So whether it's your current life path, whether it's, you know, where you're headed next, whether it's aspects of career or um, how do I want to lay out my cards? Whether it's like the aspect of your career, or because I feel like you are on a good path in life and on a much broader scale than just this connection. I think this connection definitely is like a cherry on top and it helps you on that regular basis, but it feels like other things in your life are doing really well apart from this. You could also be like traveling or learning. Maybe you're in school right now with that ninth house. That is Sagittarius and Jupiter energy. So it's all about, you know, higher level of knowledge, higher understanding, wisdom. There's also some kind of an international energy here as well. Maybe you guys live away from each other, or you're traveling right now, or something about the way you met this person was due to traveling, but it's like you are really expanding in your life. I think you have hit a point, especially if you're getting older, you're just like, you know what, like I want to pursue certain things. I have certain goals. Like there's things I want to do in life. And I think you're finally in a stage where like nobody can stop you, and like um nobody can get in your way right now. And actually what's interesting is maybe you met them quite suddenly because you weren't really looking for anything, and maybe you were traveling or doing something very spontaneous or something that was very unpredictable, or like something that was not set in stone, and you just like happen to run into this person during that time, because it feels like you are going through some kind of an awakening. You are healing yourself, taking care of your physical like mind, body and soul, and you happen to just run into this person or meet them. It feels like right person, right time, but you really weren't expecting it. This also feels like early stages for some of you too. Maybe your souls know each other really well intuitively, and maybe that's why you have that familiarity when you first met them. But it feels like you're still in some early stages of getting to know them, but it's like you know you want to. You know, maybe you just met them, maybe you feel very connected to them, but it feels early, especially with this being an ace. It feels like the start of a new cycle, the start of a new chapter in your love life or a new relationship for you. And I think that you're taking it slow with. I feel the same. I think you're trying not to rush it. I think you're really testing the waters and taking it one day at a time. Especially if you are healed and you are an involved person, then obviously you're not just going to jump into like a crazy toxic situation. But I think you're testing the waters. You're taking it one day at a time, but you know at the very least that you feel that crush or you feel safe around this person and you want to see where it goes. But you're definitely going through your own evolution in life. And maybe if distance is a problem, or you know, if your life is a little unpredictable or their life is a little unpredictable right now, that could also be a reason you're taking it slow or you're a little hesitant. Because I don't think you're hesitant in a bad way, but I think you're hesitant out of logic. Like something logically feels like you should take it slow for you. And I think that's, you know, distance could definitely be a factor, or people in different stages in life, you know, there's something where you feel like logically it, like I like this person and it makes sense to me, but I'm going to take it slow for the time being. I want to see what is their current energy. There's There's always cat hair or fuzz on my desk. Let's see, what is their current energy in this situation with you? It says there are no what ifs. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I feel like almost right away, this is what I was sensing earlier. You both are very on the same wavelength. Oh, and this could even be like if you're hesitant, this person is saying to you, group one, don't be nervous. Like, there's no what ifs. There's no like backup plan. There's no, because you could be that logical, realistic person, but you're like, but what if this? What if that? What if all these obstacles in the 3D? And this person is like, no, just forget about that. Like, just forget about the what ifs that you're thinking about because we're going to make it work. This will work. To them, there's like no plan B. There's no other alternative. It's just like we are going to be in this connection together and we're going to make it work no matter what physical hurdles we're going through, especially because this 5D water intuitive, your third eye energy, your souls are already so familiar with each other. And maybe they pick up on it a little bit more than you do, because I think even though you are intuitive, I think your brain definitely can get in the way of things from time to time. Oh my gosh, Knight of Cups, literally. It's interesting, the bird in this image is looking in this direction and the knight is looking in this direction. So maybe there is some physical distance between the two of you right now. Maybe they are the ones that are on the journey because they are the ones that are like moving, but you feel stationary in this bird, Ace of Swords image. Or maybe it's like they're the ones where their life is a little unpredictable right now. Or maybe they're the ones moving towards you somehow. Let's see what else is going on. Ooh, Mercury. Oh my God. You have communication out here twice. This is literally the rooster and sunflower with communication, and Mercury is communication. It's about talking and speaking to each other and your thoughts and intuitive energy. So that's interesting. This person has communication out here twice. Huh. You guys could be a few years apart. This person could even be a few years younger than you, or maybe that's why you're a little hesitant, because maybe they're like, not that being younger than you is a bad thing, but maybe like logically your brain is like, well, maybe they're not as mature, maybe like because they're young, I don't know, there's something about an age difference, and I do think they could be younger than you. Okay, I like that better. With Mercury here, I guess Mercury doesn't always have to be about communication, but it is about fast movement, swift energy. They could be fast. They could be a fast talker, a fast walker. Maybe they're an athlete, because whenever I think about Mercury and that speed, I always think about some kind of an athlete that moves quickly. Or also it could be that things in their life right now are moving quickly, and maybe that's why something is a little unpredictable. Maybe they are moving for a job, they got a new job, their job moves a lot, or there's something where this person is entering some kind of a new movement. I don't know why it's coming through like that. And I think they're just more chill about this connection than you are for some reason. Like they're just more maybe they intuitively understand the situation better. They're not as anxious as you are. Maybe they also see the bigger picture of the connection, especially if you're getting tunnel visioned on like the 3D hurdles that you might be going through. It's like they see past that. First of all, they love talking to you. Holy cow. The fact that communication is out here multiple times, and even with the no what ifs, I think they've made up their mind that like they want to make this work with you, and like that you are the one for them. And I think they love talking to you. They love discussing things with you, especially with this higher level of understanding with that 9th house that you have, and like that open-minded energy that you have. It's like they feel like they can talk to you about anything, all topics. You guys can have like small talk, but you can also dive in deep to like heavier topics. And they also like really look forward to your texts or your phone calls. They just love hearing from you. That like communication could be their love language in a sense, to where they're always wanting to talk to you and waiting on you to like respond, or wanting to see what you're up to. It's like they love to keep up with you on a regular basis. So I think no matter where they are in the world, they will always make communication with you a priority. But the fact that we have the Knight of Cups here, and the fact that in this image, this person is drinking out of this cup and they are stationary in the moment, I think they're very comfortable with this relationship with you. They're very like, they just know that this is going to work out. They feel very confident about you, about the connection, and they really want to take care of you as well. That's that nurturing energy I was sensing. They have this like intense need to nurture you and to love you and to have that like fourth house Cancer energy with you. Maybe they want to plant roots with you. Maybe they want to build a house with you. Um, Maybe they want a family with you at some point in time. If you have kids, I think they are very accepting of your kids, or like if they have kids, you could be accepting of their kids. There's something here to where they're very emotionally satisfied with you, and it's like you really emotionally fulfill them. This is interesting. This rooster is making me think of when people wake up in the morning with that rooster. And for some of you, you could be on different sides of the world. So maybe that's why communication or even seeing each other could be a little tough. Like maybe he's waking up when you're going to bed. You're waking up, when he's going to bed. And maybe there's like some kind of like the distance again is really coming up as something that could get in the way of when you guys make time to talk to each other, and maybe even like your schedules and your routines are on like different schedules. Or maybe like this person works nighttime, you work daytime. But I think no matter what, they really make you a priority, and they really make communicating with you a priority. And yeah, let's see what's going on here. This is the energy of the connection itself between the two of you. Oh my God, ninth house again. And this one, it says spiritual growth. There's definitely some kind of like a higher level reason. Let's say it like that. There's a there's a higher level of destiny here. I think that you guys didn't just meet each other just for the heck of it. I think both of you are meant to teach the other person something. Both of you are meant to learn from each other, especially learn about these greater perspectives in life. And maybe even you guys could be from different cultures, even that is teaching each other about a different way of life, a different part of the world, a different I can't speak, a different ethnic background. But with this being spiritual growth, again, we have Sagittarius and Jupiter energy. You guys should check to see what you have in your ninth house. I think that could, if you're into astrology and the birth charts and stuff, I think that could really help you since we have it out here twice. I think you definitely, both of you look up to each other. I think both of you fill each other's cups in different ways. And there's a balance that you bring to each other to where you both learn from the other person. It feels like you're not the same person coming together. It feels like two different people coming together and you're learning different things with each other. Eight of Earth, education, focus, detail. Even this, for the energy of the connection, feels like learning for one. You are building something, learning something with them, but even this is adding to the distance. Maybe for some of you, you are in school, and there is some kind of distance here. They're in school. There's something here on both of you. Not only are you learning something through this connection, but you could both be in like literally academic things right now, or you're internships or something with career or studies to where you're actively learning or gaining a new skill on a regular basis. So that could also be something that is going on with the connection, or the blocks, which I say blocks with quotes because it doesn't even feel like blocks. It just feels like two people that are on their own path doing their own thing, and they happen to meet each other, and the energy feels really good, but both of you are still prioritizing your own life and your own career, your own studies, and your own like paths right now. Especially if you're similar in age, I think you're both kind of doing your own thing and you're not rushing it. I feel a very slow and steady energy here, and I think it's because there's just this added comfort that you just like know this is your person, or you're going to have something with this person, you can trust this person, and the energy is incredibly mutual for them to you as well. But I definitely think this connection is helping you reach some higher level of understanding about yourself. Maybe they're teaching you things about yourself you never knew before. things about spirituality or about life that you never knew before. And same thing with them. It's like you're really teaching each other different perspectives about life and about each other. But I feel like you're letting the relationship progress very naturally in a very steady manner. And I think you're okay to taking it slow, especially if you're both doing your own thing in the 3D right now. But there is still that active communication that is coming through for both of you. Or like actively, we're staying in touch with each other, and we're still prioritizing ourselves along with making this relationship or this connection a priority as well. For some of you, you could be friends with this person. You know, I said that earlier. Like maybe you are getting this intuitive calling to this person, but you're not actively in this relationship with them, and it's taking time because you're doing your own things. But maybe for some of you, you know, you're still friends with them, you still talk to them, you're still a part of each other's lives, but it's not like an official relationship just yet. But it does feel like both of you want that. Both of you seem to, I think this person more than you, I think you are also feeling that love and feeling that crush or that secret admirer energy, but it feels like you have bigger goals, which is interesting the way it's coming through. Like it feels like they know that they have feelings for you and they are ready to be in a romantic relationship with you, but maybe you are the one that is focusing on your career or studies or focusing on like a larger thing right now, and they are patiently waiting. And I don't think this person has problems to wait on you. I think they, you know, they want you and they love you so much, or they know that you're the one for them to such an extent that they just want you to do what you want to do, and they are not going to force you or rush you into anything. But it does feel like they could have stronger feelings for you, or it's like you are taking the relationship a little bit slower or taking it to the next step a little bit slower versus them. And again, I don't think it's hesitation due to like insecurities. I actually think you're so secure and so mature that you know that there's something you want to pursue right now in your life, such as a career or studies. But they're like ready. I mean, I think this person would be ready to make it official. I mean, if you guys have been dating for a while, this person probably already is like ready to get engaged, ready to move in together. I think they are like a few steps ahead of you, but they are very patient with you because they love you. You know, they don't, or they really care about you if it's not love just yet. So it's like they're not gonna try to force anything on you, and they allow you to take your time. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the deck. This kind of feels like what's going on here for the connection. If it doesn't sound like your connection, group one, definitely check out a different group. Like if you don't resonate with it, but if you do, let's get into the deck you guys chose, and I want to answer the questions that I have. So first I want to see you plus their next steps. So what is group one's next steps towards this connection? Or in this connection, what is group one's, what is their next steps? Excuse me, burp. We have the Page of Wands. Let's get one more card for group one's next steps towards this connection. Wow, it's interesting how their solar plexus, this is either their sacral chakra, or I think this is solar plexus. It's glowing. And then we have this ninth house, which is also this very similar orange yellow energy. I think right now, group one, your energy is definitely pursuing some kind of a passion. It's either pursuing like a passion, a career, or studies. You're pursuing a life that makes you very happy. And I think that's why you're not in an immediate rush to like get married and just like have kids right away and do all these things, right? And I think that's why it's on your energy is more like, you know what, like there's something I want to do. I want to get this job. I want to work my way up to something. I want to finish school. Like you have certain priorities and things that you have to get done first, but it really is tying into like this passion and something that makes you very excited about life. And I think you just happen to meet this person during a time when you're already doing this, or it's like, or that's what, it's interesting because sorry, I'm like really stuttering. In that earlier message, I said you met them in a time when you weren't looking for them. And I think maybe you were just pursuing the life you want to live and getting things done, and they just happened to come in. So I do think as of now, like your next steps are definitely kind of continuing doing what you're doing, you know, sitting in your power, knowing that you can create the life you want to live and also create the future of your life. Let's get one more card. What is group one's next steps in this connection? I just saw the Fool in my third eye. So it feels like you are taking a leap of faith, or you are open and wanting to continue getting to know this person or giving them that time and space. I think what you really like about this person is that they respect you. They respect your boundaries. They respect your work ethic. They respect your whatever you're trying to get done. And I think because of that, you're able to allow them in plus do what you want to do. Let's just get one card for what's group one's next steps in this connection. I also think you're moving with what is natural for you and what feels intuitively natural. You're not forcing anything on yourself or on this connection. We have the Four of Pentacles. Let's see, what is their next steps in this connection? So group one's person here. What are their next steps in this? Wow. Literally, the speed is coming from them. Like, quite literally. Again, this is Mercury again. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. So Sag is really coming up a lot. Mercury is really coming up a lot. Let's get one more card. What are their next steps in this connection? Wow. Okay. Five of Cups. Ooh, I actually kind of want to talk about this energy really quick. Bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. They are so ready to like commit. They're so ready to like tie you down. I don't know how else to say that. Like they're so ready for something more with you. And I think the speed is really coming from them. The way I saw this Five of Cups, I saw the two cups in the back that are overflowing, and that looks very similar to your intro card with the Ace of Cups. And then we see the other three cups out here. And this felt like, because Three of Cups is about friendships and, you know, casual things, casual fun. It felt like they are ready to be committed to you. You know, this is you and them in the back, and this is what they want. And they are ready to walk away from casual relationships. They are ready to like walk away from the things that are surface level, or the things that are not, the birds are going crazy outside, or the things that are not serious. You know, I think maybe, especially if you're not dating this person, they could maybe be casually dating or just like on dating apps and like talking to people, whatever, right? Because to them, it's like, it's not serious. But the moment you would say to them, hey, like, I want something, I trust you, like, let's maybe make it official or whatever. Like the moment you would even say like, yeah, let's hang out tonight, they would probably cancel all their plans to hang out with you. Like there's just something here on like, even if they're casually dating, they would drop all of that in a heartbeat just to have their cup overflowing with your love and your energy. And it feels like a lot of the things, or even the casual stuff in their life right now, anything that's not you, it's just like not fulfilling them in any way. And that with the Eight of Wands, it just feels like, it just really feels like they're just so ready, and they're waiting. And I don't want to say they're waiting in like a bad way, but I think they're just so like, I don't know, they're just like so hopeful that you are going to come around. And they're just like, I'm leaving this open. I'm waiting for group one to show up, but they can take their time. You know, I think they're not really trying to rush you. Maybe you're picking up on it intuitively, like they're intuitively tugging on you because energetically they are wanting you so bad. But I think in the 3D, they are able to compose themselves, and they're able to kind of just wait and kind of just hang out and let you select the pace of how things go. But I think 110%, they're just so infatuated with you. They like you a lot. They think you're just the coolest thing ever. And they would drop everything for you in a heartbeat. And it's interesting to see your dynamic, because on your end, with the Four of Pentacles here and then even the Page of Wands, it feels like you are definitely moving slow. I think you have that passion for them, or you have that sense of, you know, something, there is something here. But I think you are really, you're very dedicated to some growth in your life right now. You're very like, you made it a priority, and I think you're so loyal to yourself that you're going to get it done. So with that Four of Pentacles, again, it just feels like whether this is studies or school or spiritual growth or healing or um, career, it's like you are really loyal to yourself that you're going to get something done. But I do think that you are very open-minded about the connection, and I think that you know that it's there for you, and you like having them around, you know. And but I feel like the slower energy, or maybe even the stagnation, is coming from your end. I also think you are, that's the thing, I don't think you're like hesitant. Maybe for some of you, you've had history with this person, like maybe you have dated them in the past, because there is this hesitancy of like, I'm kind of keeping my walls up. It's like I'm keeping my cards close to me, like I'm not letting you in all the way just yet. And I don't know if that's because you're doing your own thing and you don't want to get distracted, but for some of you it's very possible you have history with this person, and you don't know if you should go back into a connection with them again. But it feels like you're, especially the way they're like clutching, this person is clutching these pentacles. It's like, I'm holding this close to my heart because I just don't know if I want to give it to you right now. Okay, very cool, very interesting. You're just very loyal to yourself right now, group one. Like that's coming through so strong. Oh, the Fool. What was I going to say about the Fool? Because I saw it in my third eye. Maybe you're like 50-50. You're like, do I take this leap of faith to this connection, especially if we have history, or do I, you know, go the other direction for now? Huh. Okay, let's see. What is the current potential that exists between group one and, oh my. Okay, we have the Tower, the number 16. Let's clarify. What is the current potential that exists between group one and this person towards this connection? What is the current potential that exists between group one and this person in this connection? Okay, I'll take both. We have the Two of Wands. For some of you, you could be hesitant from your own past, even if this person was not in your past. Wow, the High Priestess. Because the way I'm viewing this Tower, it's like, say a previous relationship hurt you, or a previous traumatic event, a previous something was the one to break you, and it wasn't actually this person, because there is really the strong hesitant energy coming from you. So it just feels like, whether it was something this person did to you or whether it was something somebody else did to you at some point in time, you're bringing that with you into this connection and into your judgment. And I think because of that Tower energy and whatever did hurt you, or, you know, whatever happened at some point in time, I think you're not like projecting that onto this person, but you're afraid that it'll repeat itself, and you're very guarded in that sense. And I think that is something that seems like, not that it's like self-sabotaging you, but it is something to work through, and it is something to heal, because it feels like there is potential here between the two of you. You know, in the extended, we're going to see what should you do next, but it just feels like there's something from your past and you're allowing it to affect and influence your current energy with this relationship. You know, even if you feel like they're a good person and you feel that intuitive pull to them, you're really clutching these pentacles very tightly. So I think that is something that you should ask yourself and kind of recognize that within your own energy. But with the Two of Wands, and we have twos again, 2 and 2, with the Two of Wands and the High Priestess, I think you're onto something when you feel that intuitive pull between the two of you. The High Priestess is your higher knowing and your intuition in this connection. I think both of you are very on point. Your intuition is on point about this connection here. And it's interesting, I started this reading talking about the third eye, and in this image, the the High Priestess specifically has that third eye. With the Two of Wands talks about expansion. So there are options available to you. But I think something about whatever this is, whatever happened, it's causing you, I don't want to say it's causing you to self-sabotage, but it's causing you to not see the truth of something. It's almost like you're tunnel visioned. And I think Spirit is saying the moment you heal this and work through whatever this tower moment was, then you won't be as tunnel visioned and you'll view your options objectively. Because I think you're viewing your options or even viewing this connection through some kind of a filter that you have on, and that filter is directly related to whatever broke you or hurt you or traumatized you. So there is potential for expansion here, and there's potential for growth. But I think you have to work on something in order to see your options objectively. So yeah, okay. That's what I'm seeing, Group 1, for your YouTube reading. So I have this Hidden Truth Oracle. If you have a specific person in mind that you want messages from, let's go ahead and get it from them. If you don't have a person in mind and you don't want to get messages, that's totally fine. You can kind of ignore this part or maybe skip until I'm done, and then I'll talk about the extended. All right, whoever Group 1 is channeling here, can we get a message directly from this person to Group 1? Also, I do want to say, for those of you, if it was this connection that actually hurt you and caused this tower moment within your life, then obviously Spirit is not wanting you to do anything that you don't want to do. You know, if there's a reason you're hesitant with this person, and if this is the person that hurt you and that caused that falling apart in your life, then Spirit is saying you have options to walk away. You know, do what you feels right. Don't do something because they're forcing you to. Don't do something because you feel bad. And don't do anything that makes you uncomfortable. With the Two of Wands, you could stay or you could leave. The power is totally with you and what you feel is comfortable. But they want you to make the decision out of a healed energy and not out of a trauma response or not out of a defensive response. They want you to make the proper decision about how you want to navigate this. So that message still stands of healing and viewing your options objectively. But it's 50-50 with the Two of Wands. You could stay, you could leave, you could do whatever you want. And the High Priestess here is there to acknowledge that there is some spiritual healing that needs to happen within you because of whatever this was, but that you will make the right decision. It says, finding out the truth crushed me. We both know I'm not the one for you. I know I messed up everything. I don't know if this is the same person. I don't know if this is somebody else. Again, if that doesn't sound like the person we're channeling, don't force it. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. Is there anything else they want to say to you? I'm so attracted to you. Okay. All right, Group 1, that's what I'm seeing here for the YouTube reading. So now for the extended, we're going to go ahead and see who's going to initiate the next move. Is it going to be you? Is it going to be them? Or is it going to be Spirit? We're also going to see where is this connection headed in the next 30 days. We're going to get a short-term time frame and a long-term time frame. We're also going to see what should you do next, and are there any signs / synchronicities that you should look out for Spirit to show you, or your High Priestess energy to show you that you are on the right track no matter what decision you make. So yes, that is what I'm seeing here on YouTube. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading, you guys. The extended is going to be in the description. It is available for a one-time purchase or is available as a part of Patreon's second tier. I have all of the regular Patreon readings on there plus the extended, so you're getting a lot of content on the second tier, but make sure you choose the correct tier whenever you are looking for this extended. And yeah, but it's also available for a one-time purchase. So if that's something you're interested in, it's in the description. If not, that is totally okay. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. And if you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. So yeah, you guys, whether I'm going to see you in the extended, whether you're leaving me here, that is totally okay. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you very soon, or I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. If you chose this Fool card with the Gentle Heart Tarot and this Rose Quartz, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all of your support here on YouTube, whether it's your first time here on my channel or if you have watched my readings before. Thank you so, so much for all of your support. It really means the world to me, you guys. And it's just like kind of a shock to me that like just this little old me, you know, and I have people that actually want to listen to me and watch my readings and listen to my spiritual guidance. To me, it's like the craziest thing ever. So literally every time I sit here and I record for the collective and it's going up on YouTube, I'm just like in like this fantasy where I'm like, is this even my real life? But anyway, we're here. That's a little spiel on how I feel about you guys today. So I feel very good. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go over our breakdown. So like I mentioned in the intro, we have this extended, but I'll talk about this at the end, kind of like our segue into the extended. I just saw 111 as I looked up at the time. So here on YouTube, we're going to be looking at pretty much the same thing on both your side and your person side. We're going to be looking at both of your current energies, both of your current experiences of the connection, and both of your current thoughts and feelings towards each other. And then we'll also look at what is the energy of the connection between the two of you. And then we're going to go ahead and look at your next steps and their next steps in this connection. We'll also see what is the current potential that exists between the two of you in this connection right now. So that's where we'll end off for YouTube, and then I'll talk about this at the end. So yeah, pretty straightforward. We're just going to see what's going on, what do you need to know, and kind of dive deep into it. All of our readings so far, actually, I'm kind of recording these out of order, so they've all been pretty long. So get comfy and let's get into it. This Fool card is really interesting to me, how you can't really see like the person's outfit because it's the same color as the background. And something about that just feels like you are totally like immersed. Immersed, that's not the right word. You're totally submerged in something, which is probably the connection. You're like really into it. You're really head over heels for this person. Like you're deep into something. You're like so deep into it that you blend into it. It's what I'm trying to say. And you're really excited about it as well. And I think you're just like so ready, so excited. There's a lot of good vibes coming through for this group. And even the fact that you guys chose the rose quartz, it feels like after a while of taking care of yourself, after a while of self-love and being independent and really healing your heart, that could be when this connection came into your life or comes into your life. I feel like for a lot of you, you already know this person to some extent. Like you know them or you know of them. And I think you have a lot of feelings for them. So let's get into it. This is your energy in this connection. This is their energy in this connection. And this is the energy of the connection itself. And if you feel like the energies are switched, so like you're on this side, they're on this side, that is totally okay. But I will read it as this is you, this is them, because that is how I shuffled it. So that is like the intentions I placed into it, but you can definitely switch them around and also kind of just interpret these how it makes sense to you, how it resonates with your own scenario, since this is a general reading. But let's get right into it. I don't really have much more I want to say, especially since the Fool is like a clean slate. You know, it's a brand new beginning. There's not a lot that has happened because it's the beginning. So I feel like there's not much more for me to really pick off of that card. But let's get right into it. So this is going to show us all of the information of how you're currently feeling, your current experiences of the connection, and your current thoughts as well, and your current energy. Okay, I love you more. Starting off very strong with that love. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups with a literal heart. Yeah, lots of love. Especially with that rose quartz. I knew it. I knew there was a very lovey-dovey energy here, especially even when I sat down and I was like feeling so lovey myself with like my collective and with my readings, and I'm literally like so in awe that, like, you know what I mean? Like my whole intro for you, I wasn't feeling that kind of love for any other group. so far, until obviously I love all my groups, but it's like the need for me to say it to you, the need for me to vocalize it, the need for me, like I felt it so deep in my chest that I loved the collective. I loved this energy. I feel like that's also part of the energy I'm picking up of you towards this connection. Cancer. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're literally getting so specific. We have the owl and hop with wisdom. Okay. You are definitely coming through as an old soul, group 2. I also think that you have healed a lot emotionally. So I think what I was picking up with that rose quartz and you healing your heart at some point in time in the past, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think you are very loving, very nurturing. You definitely are coming through as a divine feminine energy, because Cancer, this is the 4th house. This is all about the feminine, you know, but it's also about the roots and the home and about the structure and family. So there's a very strong divine feminine coming through. I think for this group, you had to be really strong your entire life, or you maybe had a rough childhood for some of you, and it feels like you've learned a lot, you've evolved a lot, and you're definitely an old soul with what you know, just energetically, emotionally. Like your emotional wisdom is so high, and your spirituality is so high as well. And I think that you give off a very specific frequency that is very unique. It's like I saw it as like catch, like you're trying to catch a ghost. Like there's something about your frequency that's so unique that like it doesn't exist in a lot of places. Like it's so unique, and it's like somebody's trying to catch a ghost. Like, you know what I mean? Like something about it, it's like it's so unique, but it's kind of like hard to find. And whenever you do have it or you're trying to find it, it's like it's not, you can't grasp it. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but yeah, I think no matter where you go in life and who you meet and who you mingle with and your romantic or platonic connections, I think everyone would tell you you are incredibly wise and you're incredibly unique, and you just you have wisdom far beyond your years. So I don't know how old you are. You probably are kind of young, maybe like 20s or 30s, but it's like you know things from different lifetimes. You know things in this lifetime because of everything you've been through, especially if there was turbulence in your childhood or in your home growing up. You definitely want to love this person, clearly. You definitely want to take care of them. You want to nurture them. You want to be like that sanctuary for this person. And it's interesting, right? Like maybe in the past you never felt the need to tap into that feminine role, but there's something about this person, like they just want you to, or they make you want to tap into your feminine role. They make you want to like do feminine things for them, you know, like if we're thinking about like stereotypical feminine gestures and activities, like maybe you want to cook for them, maybe you want to like nurture them at home, maybe you want to like do their laundry. I don't know, I feel like it's like no one has ever made you feel this way, but suddenly after you like know this person and get to know them, you're just like, oh my god, I want to take care of you, I want to do everything for you, I want to just like nurture you as much as I can nurture you because I love you so much. And it just feels like if you would have told like a previous version of yourself that you feel such intense feminine desires towards this person, you'd probably laugh at it and be like, what, like why would I do that? But something about them really brings out that feminine in you. Even like wanting to have a family, wanting to have kids, maybe you never felt that way before, but this person changes that about you. If you already have kids, for some of you, it's possible that you feel like this would be a good fit for your family, for your already existing family. But I think you are like ready to go, honey. You are ready to go. You have love. You're ready to give love. You're ready to receive love. This blue, Cancer could be a significant sign, or this blue color could be significant. And this is also water. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is coming out very heavily. This owl with wisdom and the number 22 up here is making me think of the High Priestess, which is also moon energy. So definitely Cancer is coming off definitely Cancer is coming off very strong, but yeah. 22 twos. Okay, let me see what is their energy. I feel like your energy is really straightforward. So what is this person's energy towards you? Oh my gosh, this was meant to be. Okay, hello soulmates. We have the 10 of Wands. Wow. Venus and Cancer. Are you kidding? Okay. We have Trust in the Invisible with the Snail and Huckleberry. That made me think of Huckleberry Finn. Some of you could be into literature, reading classical literature. Oh, interesting. They are really exhausted right now in life, group 2. So it's interesting, your dynamic is very different right now within your own personal energies, because your personal energy, I think you really love life right now. Like kind of that same emotion that I was talking about in the very beginning of like me to you. I think that's probably how you feel about a lot of things in life. Like you just feel like life is good. You feel like you've overcome a lot of hurdles in your life and life is finally good. You're finally happy. You're finally loving yourself. You're finally loving your routine or what you do on a regular basis. I feel like, especially if you've experienced a lot of turbulence in the past, you are finally in a very solid place within yourself. You are happy. You know exactly what you want moving forward. And I think you're so secure with who you are that like nobody could take that from you. Nobody could shake you. Nobody could like change your life or change your path. I feel you're so secure within who you are as a person and the life that you're creating. And I think on their end, with the 10 of Wands here, they're definitely very burnt out by their life right now. I think maybe they're going through something right now. It could be career. That's what I sensed immediately was with the 10 of Wands, I sensed something in their career is very hectic right now. And they're very tired. I think they're not like fully giving up when it comes to their current career path or their current whatever's happening in life, but it feels like they want to approach something differently. Especially whenever I see this 10 of Wands in this deck, this is the after tarot. So traditional 10 of Wands, you see somebody who is incredibly burnt out, hunched over, and they're carrying the 10 Wands, and they look like they're about to pass out. But in this one, you see this person is resting, and the wands are on the ground, but they're holding on to one. And that makes me think of the Ace of Wands. So that makes me think of, okay, I'm burnt out and I don't want to continue what I'm doing, but I still have the drive to maybe try again or to do something different. So I'm not completely giving up when it comes to my life right now or my career path or like what I'm doing, but I'm going to change the approach of it. Maybe I'm going to change the business. I'm going to change the company I work for. I'm going to change my schedule. Like I still have enough hope that this is maybe what I want to do or the path that I want to be on, but not to the extent of the burnout that I felt up until now. So it's almost like they're reclaiming their power in some aspect of their life right now, and they're ready to start over in whatever was causing them to feel burnt out. They're ready to start over and try something new. So in a way, you both have aces, the way it's coming out to me. The way they feel about this connection and they're currently experiencing the connection, we literally have Venus, which is 7th house and partnerships. And Venus is also the divine feminine because the Empress is Venus. So they're really picking up on your divine feminine energy. And maybe that's why you're tapping into this so much, because that's the one thing they need. Because this person is clearly kind of struggling and burnt out and going through a lot, and they probably just need a warm and cozy home to come home to. They probably need that divine feminine sanctuary that you want to build for them or that you are building for them, and they just want to be loved and they want to be nurtured. And I think that maybe they have some kind of like a very hectic life that they have to be a part of, and when they come home at the end of the day, they just want to relax and just be in your arms and just be taken care of, especially if they are in a high pressure role or they have a lot of responsibilities in work or in their everyday life. It's like they just want to be held at the end of the day, and they don't want to carry those burdens into their home. And I think you are really projecting your feminine energy onto this connection and onto them, and they're sensing it very heavily. So whether you're already with this person or whether you are just meeting them, just dating them, whatever it is, even if you don't know who they are, I think either way, you are really sending them that divine feminine energy within you, and they are so loving it. They've already found comfort in it, whether they know who you are or don't. They already want that from you, and they already feel like this is a soulmate of mine. This is somebody that I want to be with, and I know this is meant to be in this way. Even the fact that they have trust in the invisible, you know, that also feels like some kind of divine soulmate connection coming together, because maybe they can't see you, but they sense you. Also, if you are already dating or already with this person and say there are hurdles in your physical environment, then they're still trusting the fact that this connection is stronger than those hurdles. I'm thinking about like a long distance relationship for some of you. I think that maybe it's tough on both of you to have that distance between the two of you. But both of you are really trusting that like this is taking me somewhere. This is taking me to this person, and we are meant to be together even if we have that distance in the way right now. Because I feel like with wisdom and trust in the invisible, both of you are trusting divine intervention, divine timing, and you're trusting this aspect of destiny, that it like brought you guys together for a reason, or it will bring you guys together for a reason. Both of these are very fourth house energy. And both of these are talking about roots and commitment and marriage and planting those seeds. So I think both of you are matching each other on that energy of like, I want a family with them, or I want a house with them, I want to live with them, I want to plant these seeds with this person. Like both of you are on the same page about wanting that long-term commitment with each other. And I think both of you definitely love each other. And whether you know them or you don't, your souls love each other, and your souls are definitely communicating, even if there are 3D hurdles in the way. Let's see what is the connection, or what's the energy of the connection itself. Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. The World. Oh my gosh, maybe there is distance between the two of you. 21 with accomplishment, celebration, and completion. This connection itself is ending some kind of a cycle, the connection itself is ending a cycle, but a new cycle is about to begin. So if there were, and we were just talking about how this is an ace, and this is essentially leading to an ace, which is the Fool. This is the last card in tarot, and this is the first card in tarot. So, wow. So your dynamic is definitely changing, group 2. So say if there are these like for example, if there's a long distance situation here and you're dealing with these physical hurdles, then maybe in this new chapter that's about to begin for the two of you, you're moving together. You're moving into the same location, you're moving into the same town, maybe you're physically moving into the same home. Or if up until now this was just a friendship connection and you haven't, whatever it is, you're taking the next level of commitment. So whether you have been friends and you're just kind of casually dating, then maybe now you're going to real commitment with this person. If there's distance, you're closing that gap. Whatever it is, the connection itself is evolving to the next stage. For some of you, if you're engaged, you could be getting married. If you've been dating for a while, you could be getting engaged. Whatever it is, it's like that next step up from whatever you're currently going through. If you don't know who this is, then you're going to meet them very soon. Because for those of you, if this has been just like a 5D connection up until now, and you like know of them or you don't know of them, but you're feeling their energy and all these things, right? Then it's like that 5D loop is like finally closing, and now something is manifesting in the 3D. So the fact that it's the World and the Fool, that is showing me that this is happening like right now as we speak about this current energy. It is moving from the 5D to the 3D, or that transition to the next level up is happening right now. And that's why we see so much love here. We feel this love. We feel this ready for commitment. We feel this ready for a new chapter between the two of you, and you're both ready for it. And it's because it's happening right now. There could really be a lot of 5D messages going back and forth between the two of you, whether you know them or you don't. I think your psychic connections are very strong, because with Gemini, this is all about the mind, but this is also about Mercury and communication. So the fact that it's like your souls are always communicating, your souls are truly guiding each other and helping each other in the 3D. For some of you, if you don't know who this person is, then it's like with this networking, it's making me think that you are finally meeting them very, very soon. Something about the connection is meeting in a specific place in the 3D, because that networking feels like just like two people finally connecting, like to network, you have to connect with somebody, right? So whether you meet through work or school or even in your everyday life, it feels like there's some kind of a meeting point, some kind of a halfway that's happening, and that is how this manifests in the 3D. For others of you, there's probably a lot of communication going on if you're in a long distance relationship. And Spirit is saying this is actually a gift. The fact that you've been able to talk to them so much in a long distance scenario before, like that physical aspect of things, it was for a reason. So you can know that you are intellectually compatible. So you can know that your souls are truly compatible, and this is not just like a fling. Or Spirit is saying this is how you really know when you do meet this person, or you do take that higher level commitment in the physical world. It's not built off of lust. It's not built off of temptation and immediate satisfactions. Like, especially if this was a long distance connection, you both made it work through the thick and thin. And that's how you really know that you both want to be together. But yeah, I do think, like, whatever the scenario is, there's definitely been hurdles within the 3D aspect. But both of you have proven, that's how it's coming through. It's like, whether you know them or you don't, whether it's a real connection in your life, or whether it's a 3D, 5D, or sorry, whether it's a 5D situation that hasn't transpired into the 3D yet, both of you have proved to the universe that you're ready for the next step. So you've proved that your souls are ready to meet. Your souls have proved that there is some kind of a contract here between the two of you, and you're ready to close the gap and meet in the 3D. Or you both have proved by your commitment to a long distance relationship, or just the commitment to the connection itself, that you're ready for the actual union, or you're ready for the reunion, or you're ready for, that commitment in the 3D world. So either way, both of you have proved that you are ready for this connection, and you're ready for the next step in this connection. So this is a very specific energy group too. I feel like this is not an energy for everybody, because this is incredibly harmonious, especially on your side. I mean, you're just cruising. I think you're just very happy in life, and you're just cruising and doing your own thing, and there's no forceful energy on this side. And even on their side, I think the only major obstacle that they're dealing with is career. It's specifically career and like their everyday routine. So this burnout is specifically coming from their job, is what I'm hearing. And that's like the only main thing that they're dealing with. And maybe that job leads or somehow directly oh my God, I can't speak. Somehow directly ties to the 3D obstacles that you are facing in this connection, or just whatever the obstacles are. Like, I think it's something on their end that is contributing to the obstacle, or to the slowness, to the you know what I mean? Like, if something's not moving fast, even with the snail here, it feels like if something is kind of moving slowly, or something is building slowly, or there is that obstacle somehow in this connection, I feel like it's directly tied to them and not to you. It feels like you are completely open. Like, you have no restrictions, you have nothing holding you down. You are truly open in this life, and even emotionally, you're not hung up on an ex. Like, you are completely emotionally available, physically available, and spiritually available. So there's nothing tying you down to anything. But it's on their end that something, probably their job or something in their physical world, is tying them down. But either way, you're both very, very, clearly you both proved to the universe that you're ready for the next step, or you're finally ready for a union. So yeah, either way, the universe knows you're ready. Okay, I think that's everything. I will say, very straightforward. Also, not just long distance, but you could come from different cultures, different backgrounds. Maybe you even met in a way that's like you were traveling when you met them. There's something like that. With the world here, it's also making me think of Sagittarius energy, of just like this worldwide viewpoint of something, or a worldwide energy. So again, you could have met at like an airport. You could have met when one of you were traveling to the other person's country or city or state. there's something here about like you come from different cultures or different backgrounds or literally different countries. There could be like a full-on body of water, like a full ocean, maybe multiple bodies of water that are separating the two of you. Oh, that's interesting how there's like this blue thread. There's like this blue string or ribbon. Do you see this? It's like tied around this person, but it's like this blue string that's kind of like tying this person. And there's like this cloak that this person is wearing that is like covering the entire earth or the globe here. So it almost feels like no matter how far away you are, the universe brought you together at some meeting point. For some of you, maybe that meeting point hasn't happened yet. And that's like the next thing that's happening since the cycle is ending and a new cycle is starting. There definitely feels like even if you're from different countries, different cities, different states, even if you are like worlds apart from each other, your meeting point, because this ribbon is making me think of like the string of fate that like connects people. So it's like the universe is literally taking the two of you from wherever you are in the world with whatever's going on in your life and bringing you together in one meeting point, even if that meeting point is not permanent, such as an airport or travels or something, right? Like they just need some meeting point for the two of you to finally see each other in the 3D. But then you're now, after that meeting, you can go your separate ways. But you have to have a meeting point, even if it's temporary. And maybe that's why for some of you, there's some long distance here because you met in a very temporary situation and then you both had to go back to your respective homes, or like you met somewhere because of work and then you kind of both do your own thing somewhere else. Because it feels like that's like a hurdle, or that's something you guys are going to deal with before actually living together, before this actual foundation with each other in one specific place. There's some like moving around, or maybe you have your own place for a while, they have their own place for a while. That's very interesting. It could even be your curiosity that takes you somewhere. Say this meeting point, maybe it's like a trip, right? Say you're very curious about traveling somewhere and you just happen to meet at like an airport or a train station or something. And it's also, and since your curiosity took you there, that's how you're meeting them. Even if you're not meant to like live at that airport forever. You know what I mean? There's something about your curiosity that's taking you somewhere, or their curiosity is taking them somewhere and it's meeting you in the middle, or you're meeting each other in the middle. Or it's like a networking thing. Maybe it's a job thing, a works related thing that's meeting in the middle somehow. But for those of you, if you already know this person, maybe that's how you met. Because especially with this ribbon and that string of fate, it's like two people coming from completely different worlds or different lifestyles, but you meet in one singular point at some point in time. And that it feels like no matter where you are in the connection, whether you already met them and you're actively in some kind of a communication or some kind of a commitment with them, or if you haven't met them yet, it feels like that's how it starts, is that singular meeting point. And then you kind of do whatever after that and stay in touch or make it official or whatever. But it's like that meeting point is very important for this connection. So if you haven't met this person and say your curiosity is taking you somewhere, I think you should listen to it, because it is your intuition, like saying like, hey, maybe your soulmate is here, you should go, you know? But I feel very heavily that this current stage of the connection that you're in, whatever it is ending. And that Fool, which I already put it away in the deck, that Fool is showing you that the new stage is happening very soon, very quickly. Okay, so, wow, speaking of the divine feminine, and we have the Empress. Yeah, you're both giving like divine feminine and divine masculine, but like equal counterparts. I don't think like, you know, sometimes I use the phrase of like one is higher, one is in a different frequency, one is more evolved. there's something here on like you are equals and you're meeting each other as equals. One of you is not better than the other person. You're both just as evolved. You're both like the Empress and the Emperor. You're on the exact same level. Okay, so I want to see, what are your next steps in this connection? What are your next steps in this connection? I mean, we already know you're ready to love or you're already loving them, but what is group two's next steps towards this connection? We have the Seven of Crystals. That's the Seven of Wands. Let me clarify. What is group two's next steps towards this connection? Oh, that's a lot. What is group two's next steps towards this connection? Oh my God, the Ten of Cups. This is what I'm saying, because Ten of Cups is also completion. So for a lot of you, literally your next steps is completing one cycle and stepping into the next cycle with this person. In this image, the Ten of Cups feels like marriage, because it just feels like a wedding in this image, because they're wearing white. This just feels like wedding. So it's like your next steps towards this connection is literally completion, and you are starting something new. That's this Ace. You're starting a new cycle with this person. Whether you know them or you don't know them, you're starting a new cycle with them, and that is your next step. Everything I said for the world, it's like that exact same thing. Whether it's a face-to-face union for the first time, whether it's engagement, marriage, moving in together, whether it's making it an official relationship with them, that's the next step on your side. It's probably mutual, because we're seeing two people looking at each other. So again, it feels like you and this person. With the Seven of Crystals here being your next step, and this came out first, it feels like your next step is to stop forcing it, or to stop hunting it, to stop fighting for it. There's something about you're just like existing. You're not chasing it, and you're not forcing this outcome. You're just kind of existing. Because this is almost feeling like the Seven of Pentacles in the not Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Wands in the reverse, which is like you're putting your weapon down. You're letting your, it's not like a weapon. That's not the right word to use, but it's like you're putting down the fight, because you're just gonna let it come to you naturally. You're not gonna force the union, or you're not gonna force the next level. You're not gonna force the universe to finally show you this person in the 3D. You're just like resting. You're just putting your arms down, putting your wands down, and you're like, you know what? Let it come to me, because I know what's gonna happen soon. So there's this sense of like you're surrendering to the universe. That's a better way to view it. You're surrendering to the universe, because maybe up until now you were trying to force it, you were trying to control it. Maybe you're trying to control the situation on their side, and you're realizing, you know what? I'm not the person that has to do all this, and I'm surrendering, and I'm just gonna let it come to me, because I know it's coming to me. You're very clear that your intuition is very strong about this. And it's like, it's very clear that you know that the next level, this new cycle with them, is coming in very soon. You just like know it in your bones. And I think with all of this energy, it's really confirming to you that you are right. You are ending a cycle and you're stepping into something new. So you're finally surrendering and you're letting it just happen naturally. Okay, I actually just sat with this energy for a second for group two. For some of you, you could have been fighting it, like actually fighting the feelings, fighting the union, fighting the pull between the two of you. Because for some of you, I heard that you feel like this is too good to be true. And for some reason, your brain, like your soul was telling you something, this is my soulmate. But your brain was telling you, this is a trap. It's too good to be true and I'm gonna get hurt. Especially with the 3D obstacles such as distance or whatever. Excuse me. You know, whatever it is, it's just like, you were actually fighting it for some of you. You were telling yourself, this is not for me. This is too good to be true. I'm going to get hurt. So I'm going to run away from the connection and I'm going to put my walls up. Like, this is a very defensive pose with the Seven of Wands. And this is Mars and Leo. So it's like you were very much resisting this connection for a while for a lot of you. But I think you're realizing as time goes on that this is your soulmate. It is as good as it seems, and you're not going to get hurt. And I think that's actually a very important realization for you, that if you actually want this next chapter to end, you have to accept the fact, like, this is real. Because obviously, if you're denying it and you're telling yourself this connection is not real, and you're not embracing it and you're running away from it, obviously the universe is not going to put you in the next level with this person if you're running away from it. And if you're constantly denying it, that makes no sense, right? So it really feels like, for those of you, if you've really been running away from it, from this, denying this, then the universe is really proving to you right now that this is legit. And they're also saying to you, that's the next step. Whatever your scenario is with that Seven of Wands, the only way you can get to this completion and to maybe the union or the reunion or the next level that you want to take with this person, you have to surrender first. It's not going to happen if you're running away from it. You know, why would the universe give you something if you're denying it and trying to believe that it's not true? It makes no sense, right? So that seems like that's your next steps towards manifesting this, or towards starting that new chapter with this person. Okay, so then let's see, what is their next steps on their end? What are their next steps? The Ten of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius. That could be a specific astrological placement for somebody. Also, with Sagittarius again in the world, this could be somebody that travels a lot for work. They could also be an athlete for some of you, or like a musician, or like somebody that travels a lot for work. And like there's a lot of eyes on them. Maybe that's why we were talking about like that, the responsibilities or the role that they have. Okay, what are the next steps on their end? For group 2's person, what are the next steps for them? Four of Swords. Let me clarify. The King of Crystals. Bottom of the deck, you have the High Priestess. The next steps on their end. This also felt like surrendering the moment I saw it, because Four of Swords is a period of rest. So they're also surrendering to the connection, and they're also surrendering and realizing the truth of the connection, or like they're also waking up to it and to some extent. But with the King of Crystals, this is a King of Wands. That's specifically Leo and Cancer energy. And the Four of Swords is Libra and Jupiter. Or sorry, Jupiter and Libra. Same thing, right? Backwards. This one is 10 of Cups. This is Pisces. This is actually Mars in Pisces. So somebody could have these specifically. Oh, we're in Mars and Pisces right now as I'm recording this. I'm recording this in early March. And Mars is currently in Pisces. That makes sense, because I was saying to you that something is happening right now. Like whatever this next step is in this connection, it's happening right now. And Mars in Pisces, and even this feels like the union or the reunion. And that's, Mars is going to be in Pisces until like April 9th, I think. It's like that first, or maybe I'm wrong. It's sometime in April. So I think, oh my God, and that's crazy, because in the extended, I'm going to be looking at the timeline of where's the connection headed in the next 30 days. Oh, wow. So something's definitely happening like right now. I also think it's interesting because for you, your next steps towards this connection is actually revolving around the connection. But I think for them, their next steps that actually brings them closer to union or to whatever this is for you is actually them taking charge in their career in some way or in their personal life. So their next steps doesn't really feel like it's about the connection, but it's about their life, whatever is causing them to be burnt out. They're making some kind of a decision about it, but like indirectly that is affecting the relationship. Because especially if this was the main block or the main thing that was keeping you guys stagnant or something, then it's like they are working on that, which will eventually lead to the union. But it feels like their next steps is heavily revolving around either their status, their career, or whatever this burnt out energy is, or like maybe walking away from it, or finding a different outlet for it, finding a different way to navigate it, finding a different company or somebody different to work for. There's something here like they're really taking their power back in this next step, but that is indirectly leading to this next evolution. And even with the High Priestess here, I feel like this is really showing that both of you are very psychically connected, like I said earlier. Let's look at what is the current potential. I feel like we've talked about happily ever after in every way possible, so it feels very positive. But let's see, what is the current potential that exists between group 2 and this person? What is the current potential that exists between group 2 and this person? What is the current potential that exists? Oh my gosh. I don't like it when a chunk of cards fall out like that. Let's try that again. What is the current potential that exists between group 2 and this person? Okay, I'll take this because it actually did flip over. We have the 7 of Cups. And let me clarify the 7 of Cups actually. Let's clarify this as current potential. What is the current potential between group 2 and this person? I'm really annoyed by the fact that we're not getting like a singular card. It keeps just exploding on me here. You know, that could also be part of the potential, is that there is a lot of potential. Let me clarify the 7 of Cups, please. What is the potential here? Okay, that took forever. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Crystals. That's interesting to me because we haven't had like a counterpart energy that came out. The feminine energy here could have this Queen of Pentacles energy. This is Sagittarius and Capricorn energy. And then, like I said, this is Leo and Cancer. Maybe they are more of the fire oriented person. Maybe you are the more down to earth and water energy. The potential that exists between the two of you as the 7 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So the 7 of Cups talks about options. There's a lot of options. But in this deck, it doesn't feel as heavy. I don't know why I'm like blanking. It doesn't feel as heavy as it normally would. It doesn't feel like a total illusion. I feel like you're onto something, group 2. And I think like right now, you being confident in what this is really important. And you being ready for this person, or like you being that feminine energy ready for this person is really important. And I think right now it's important that you are sitting in your own throne and you're like kind of getting that foundation ready for when this person does come into your life, or for when you guys are making something official. And I see that there is a lot of potential between the two of you. Especially like there's a diamond here and then she's holding the diamond here. That also feels like, even though there's a lot of distractions right now, there is the potential for something long term and for something like an actual solid foundation with them, even though things are shaky right now, or even though there's some illusions or some unknown. It feels like you're not going to drown in that illusion, and that there is potential for this solid foundation here between the two of you. The Seven of Cups is Venus and Scorpio, so we have Venus out here twice. Yeah, I think that's what I'm sensing. I don't know. Maybe if you want to interpret these two cards in a different way, you totally can. I don't know why I'm blanking on that, but okay, that's what I'm seeing here. So now I want to look into this Hidden Truth Oracle, and then we'll go over the breakdown for the rest of the extended. But if you have a specific person on your mind that you want a message from, it could be this person, it could be somebody else. Go ahead. Okay, so for group 2, can we get some channeled messages from the person that they are thinking about or asking about? It says, I feel you leaving me behind. This could be from anybody, you guys. This doesn't have to be about this person. I hid who I really am from you. It says, I am not available. Maybe that's part of the busyness that they are clearing out. Oh, it says, I love you. Oh my God, this is them saying, I love you. And then this is you saying, I love you more. That is so ridiculously cute. Maybe they're afraid that if they continue to be, physically unavailable and they continue to live this busy lifestyle, that you might walk away from them. Maybe they didn't tell you like their status or how busy they really are. Because this doesn't feel malicious. It just feels like they were almost afraid of telling you the whole truth about something. Oh my gosh, literally, my life is not as together as it seems. And I wish things could be different. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. So now let's move into the extended. So now we're going to be looking at who will initiate the next move. Is it you? Is it them? Or is it spirit? We will see where is this connection headed in the next 30 days. We'll look at what's going on in the short term and in the long term time frame. We'll also see what should you do next, and we'll see if there are any signs and synchronicities to look for in regards to this connection. So that is that. If this is where I'm leaving you, thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube, and I'm very happy that I got to channel you and channel this person today. If you are interested in the extended, it's going to be linked in the description. It is available for a one-time purchase. And then it's also available as a part of the Patreon subscription for the second tier. So on Patreon, we have exclusive content, and there's 2 tiers. So the first one is just exclusive contents, but the second tier has exclusive content plus extended readings. So if you're interested, you could, look through it and do whatever feels comfortable for you. But thank you so much for being here, you guys. If you want to book a private one-on-one reading with me, I offer pre-recorded readings and I offer live readings. So if you want to have a private session, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. But thank you so much for being here, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this olivine crystal and this 4 of Swords, which is the 4 of Voices, and this is the Muse Tarot, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all of your support here on YouTube, whether it's your first time on my channel or if you have watched my readings before. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do want to start off, just before I forget, I just want to say the energy for group 3 just feels so good. I will talk about our breakdown in a second, but I just feel like for some reason, I just have to say this like right now before we even get into our breakdown. But something about the Four of Swords in this image, it feels so harmonious. It feels like absolute bliss and peace and relaxation. And especially with the way that the light is coming out of this person's eyes while they're like in a bubble bath, a cosmic bubble bath, it just feels like you really know the truth of this connection. I think whether you are single or if you are actively with this person, whoever this person is, it's like you feel really good about it. You feel good about the connection and you're very like secure in the relationship or the connection itself, whether it is a true like relationship in the 3D, whether it's a connection in the 5D, whether you're single or you're with them. You just feel so good. You just feel at peace. It's like you know the truth of the situation, even if the 3D is not lining up to what you know in the 5D, to what your soul knows, to what your intuition is saying to you. Even if it doesn't line up, I feel like you still feel very good and very secure about something. So it feels good, and I don't know. I wanted to say that, but let's go over the breakdown now. So we're talking about you versus them, like I mentioned in the intro. I will talk about the extended at the end of our reading as like a transition into the extended energies. So for now, we're going to be looking at your energy, their energy, and the energy of the connection itself. For both of you, we're going to be looking at the exact same things. We're going to be looking at both of your current energies, both of your current experiences of this connection, and both of your current thoughts and feelings towards each other. And then the energy of the connection itself. We'll also see what are your and their next steps in this connection. And then we'll also see what is the current potential that exists between the two of you right now. This is a timeless reading, so this is for whenever you are finding this. It is for your current energy at that time. And yes, I'll talk about this at the extended. So let's get right into it, you guys. I'm going to move this aside. So I have my cards here. This is going to show us your current energy and all of the things about you. This is going to show us their current energy, everything about them. This is the energy of the connection, which actually I'm just going to move this over to the side here just to make some space because there's going to be a lot of cards on my desk. And let's get into it. So also I do want to say, if you feel like the energies are flipped, so for the intentions of this reading and how I'm going to read the cards, I'm going to say this is you and this is them, because that's how I shuffled. 333 on the time as I'm saying that. But for some of you, if you feel like it's flipped, like your energy is actually on this side, theirs is on this side, that's fine. And then you could also be mirroring each other. It could be a very similar energy for both people. That is also totally fine. I think, since this is your current energy, please use this as however it resonates with you. And yeah, so let's get into it. Also, the Four of Swords, the intro card you guys chose, this is Jupiter in Libra. So that could be significant for some of you. Okay, so let's see, what is your current energy in this connection? Oh, it says, how could you be so attractive? That's cute. Oh, you actually got two cards in this dynamic here, because one of them, I think this is the one that fell on the desk, but then this one fell on the ground. So I took both of them. We have the King of Cups. Wow, holy cow. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh. Okay, we literally cannot get more obvious than the 7th house. And we have the Bear and Cedar with leadership and the number 4. I just saw 444. I was just about to say, this is the number 4. Your card is the 4 of Swords. I look up and the timer is on 444. So April could be a significant time frame in this for this connection, or the number 4 itself could just be a significant number for this group. Hold on, I think I'm actually gonna flip it like that. Oh, this is so interesting. You are very much, I don't want to say you're head over heels, because I do sense a level of grounded energy for you. So I don't think you're in like this full-on fantasy delusion with this person, but I think you are very interested in this person. You really like them, and I think you see a lot of potential within this connection. but I also think at the same time, you're not like chasing it. I think it feels like you're leaving space for it. And the fact that we have this Wheel of Fortune, it feels like you know that the divine is doing something within this connection. So that's kind of what we talked about earlier, right? Like you have this intuitive knowing that something is happening that is beyond your control in this connection, maybe about bringing you guys together, or where the connection is headed and it kind of being fated. I think you definitely recognize that, and it feels like you're not actively chasing it. I think especially with leadership here, this is making me feel like that Emperor card. The Emperor is very self-sufficient. The Emperor is taking care of their own life, their own independence. They're very established, maybe even financially secure in their own way. So it feels like you have the door open for this connection right now, but in your own life, you are continuing to do your thing. You are building your life, your independence, your career. You take care of yourself. And I think that's very healthy. And that's part of that healthy energy I was sensing from the very beginning. It's like you're not chasing something, you're not trying to run after it, and you're not trying to force it. I think with the Wheel of Fortune here specifically, it really shows that you have like let go of the need to control it, and you are totally just putting it up into the universe of like, you know what, I'm attracted to this person, I like them. And with the 7th house here, I feel like we have potential. The 7th house is about partnerships and commitment and long-term marriage and independence, and it's all about the other. And this is Venus energy as well, so it definitely feels like you can see this person as like marriage material or family material, as like your husband or wife. I'm not seeing a specific feminine or masculine energy here, so I think it could be either feminine or masculine, but I think either way, you see them as your other half, you see them as somebody that could potentially make it work. But again, there's this energy of like, you're just waiting for them to come to you, or you're waiting on the universe to do something in your favor. So it's nice that you're sitting in your power and you're in this energy of like, it is what it is, and whatever is meant to happen will happen, even though you feel all these things for this person. Now, what's interesting is for this part of the reading, I'm using the After Tarot. And in this one, the King is dropping the water from the cup. It almost feels a little defeated, or it feels like I've been waiting and it's not progressing. So it's like I don't know. This feels very defeated, because normally in traditional tarot, the King is holding the cup up, king or queen, they're holding their cup upright. So the water is not spilling out of it. The contents are in the cup. But in this sense, especially with the way this individual is looking down, it just feels like you've been waiting for a while. You've been waiting maybe for years for some of you. Maybe you've always known this is like a soulmate energy for you, but it hasn't manifested in the 3D. And it doesn't feel like you're questioning it. Okay, so it doesn't feel like you're questioning it in the sense of, I don't believe the universe, but I think you are doubting it in the sense of like feeling defeated, because it's taking a long time to manifest in your 3D. But that's what's interesting, is I think your faith is so strong, even though something is not manifesting in the 3D, even though your human self, your body, your brain is giving up on it, or your brain is starting to feel that level of defeated. I feel defeated. I think your soul is still very actively awake to the connection. Your soul is actively holding on to the connection. And I think that's the interesting thing, right? Like, I feel like you are a wise soul. You are very evolved. You're very mature in your soul form, your higher self. So it feels like your higher self and your soul is very content that this is a very destined relationship. But I think your 3D self is just getting a little restless, a little impatient, especially if you've been waiting for months or maybe even years. For some of you, you've been waiting for a long time for this to manifest itself in the 3D. I do want to say for almost everyone that if you're resonating with this as your energy, it really feels that you are definitely you have definitely had past lives with this person. And maybe that's why the moment you met them, or the moment you were somehow brought together in the 3D. And for some of you, this could even be the energy of like, I have a soulmate, but I haven't met them yet. So whoever this is, whether you know who this person is or not, it's like you've had previous lives with this person. You've had previous like relationships or even like soul family connections with them, and that's why their energy is so familiar to you, whether you have a face in the 3D or you don't, and it's just this energy that's familiar to you. So you've definitely had many lifetimes with this person, and that's why I think your soul, and it's like that familiarity is so strong, and your soul is longing for it so much because your soul has had this person, like all to themselves, or had very strong connections and relationships with them in previous lives, and because it's not fully manifesting in this lifetime just yet, it's like that disconnect of like, okay, this is the 3D logic, but here is the soul energy of like, we've had many lifetimes together. And for some of you, there is that disconnect. Now, yeah, the more I sit with this, I do sense for some of you, this could be somebody you've never even met in the 3D, but it's like, like you watch all these readings, right? And even this one, and you're just like always getting these confirmations, like, yes, like the person that you're picking up on, or the person that is sending you the signs and synchronicities, like they are a soulmate and you've had past lives together, and like this is your destiny. And I'm sure you're hearing a lot of this, and not even through just like a third party, which is me, or like tarot readings, but even your own intuition is saying the exact same things to you. And I think that's why, to some level, you can't fully deny it, because I think you can deny readings, right? You can deny third parties as much as you want, but I think if your intuition itself is telling you, hey, group 3, like you're right, like this is somebody special, this is a past life connection. And I think if your intuition itself is saying it to you, then you really can't deny it, and then it kind of keeps you stuck, right? It's like maybe you want to deny it, or you want to feel like it's more of a fantasy, but your intuition is proving you wrong on a very personal level from time to time. So it's interesting, right? So for those of you, if you don't know who this person is, it's that same level of defeated, because you're like, well, where are you? Why aren't you here yet? Why am I so attracted to your soul? Why do I know that like you are my soulmate? You are this 7th house energy in my life, but you're not here yet. So I think either way, that's what I'm sensing from this side, which I'm strongly feeling is you. Whether you resonate as a king or queen, it doesn't matter. I'm not really seeing a gender on this side. And I do feel like you're wondering, like, how much longer do I hold on? How much longer do I wait? How much longer do I hold this cup up, ready to give it to this person, because my hand's getting tired, my wrist is hurting, and my cup is about to fall over, because how much longer am I supposed to hold it up? That's how this feels. Especially when other aspects of your life are doing really good and you have that independence and self-sufficiency, you're just like, well, how long do I wait? Okay, so now let's see, what is the energy on their side of this connection? Oh my gosh, if only we could travel back in time. That's interesting, because I was just saying you guys definitely have some kind of like a previous relationships, previous soul contracts, previous lifetimes together, and it literally says if only we could travel back in time. For some of you, this could be literal. Like if this is somebody from your past and something happened and you're not actively with this person right now, they could literally be wishing, I wish we could redo something. I wish we could do it over again. So there's a different outcome. So this could be spiritual or quite literal for some of you. We have the Page of Swords, Capricorn. Wow, patience on their side too. The Bobcat and Blackthorn with patience. So I know we didn't see the specific keyword of patience on your side, but I mean, clearly you're waiting and you're being patient. So it looks like they are too. I think this person, it's interesting, right? I feel like the difference that I'm seeing is you are more emotionally driven or emotionally invested into this. So maybe this is the more feminine side, and not saying that you have to be a woman to be, a feminine energy, but it's energy, right? Like I'm not talking about a gender. I'm talking about the energy on this side is just more emotionally driven, and that is like classic divine feminine. And I feel like on this side the energy is more logical, and it's more of a masculine, divine masculine energy on this side. So I think like for you, there's a lot of emotions invested into this, whether you know who they are or you don't. There's a lot of like hoping and wishing and like wanting it because you're so emotionally in love or emotionally infatuated. Like your emotions are tied very strongly to this. And because of that, that's why that sense of defeat feels even stronger on your side. Now, on their side, it feels like they're very practical, they're very logical, they're very analytical, they're very like down to earth, and you're a little bit up in the intuition. You know, I feel like that's the sense of the dynamic I'm seeing is you're the intuitive one that maybe hangs out in the 5D or the spiritual plane, and they're very grounded and rooted in their 3D reality. So I also think you probably have different points of views. You see things differently, you understand things differently because you think in two very different ways. I do want to mention zodiac signs really quick. So we have Capricorn here. This is Venus with 7th house, so Taurus and Libra. We have the King of Cups here. This is Libra and Scorpio. And then we have all the fixed signs here, which is Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. So we have Leo and Scorpio out here twice. And then we have Taurus out here twice. And then Capricorn. And then the Page of Swords is air. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be significant as well. And then you guys chose the Four of Swords, which is Jupiter in Libra. So any of these signs could be significant. If not, it's fine. You know, I think it's just like, just extra confirmation for those of you that need it, but it doesn't have to be. Now, in their current energy with this Page of Swords, there's something here on like they are just awakening to this, or they're just realizing the depth of something. But I think you being the more spiritual one, you being the evolved soul here, you have understood this depth a long time ago. Because it feels like for them, I mean, the king is much more older and evolved and mature and more awakened. You know, that's not the right word, but they are just more evolved in that sense versus a page, which is coming out as a very young energy, a very new energy. So there's something about like, even if this person is an old soul, their 3D self is not as connected to their soul the way you are, you know. So I think they're just like awakening to the connection to you. If you don't know who this person is, maybe they're just starting to see some signs and synchronicities about you as a person. This could even be the dynamic of like secret admirers, you know, like say you work with this person or go to school with them, you know, because there is some like barrier. So I don't know if this is like a no contact for some of you, and this is somebody from your literal past in this lifetime. Or this could be, like I said, you're admiring each other from a distance in the same like geographical area. Geographical, I don't even know if that's the right word. In the same geographic area. And then for others of you, you have no idea who this person is and they're not in your immediate location at all. So I think take that however it resonates. Either way, whatever the scenario with the Page of Swords here, they're finally waking up to it. They're finally like realizing something is going on here. But it's little, it's slow, and again, they're the more practical and grounded one. So this person would not immediately jump to the conclusions of like, oh my God, group 3 is my soulmate. You know, like they wouldn't do that because that's just not how their brain works. Their brain takes the logistics of things, the realistic things, and even if they are getting like signs and synchronicities from the universe right now, they might be thinking they're going crazy, or they might be thinking it's just a coincidence or something, because this Capricorn, especially if they're a Capricorn moon, the way they process emotions, it's very realistic, it's very practical, and it's very much like by the book. You know, there's something there. They could probably have a lot of heavy earth and air in their chart, to where they just don't tap into their emotions the way that somebody like you who is more spiritual would. So they could be straight on denying it. They could be thinking they're going crazy to some extent. But I think they're open to it. With the key word of patience here, I think both of you are definitely doing your own thing in life. And it's interesting how I just noticed this. The bear here on your side is looking at us. But the bobcat here is also looking at us, but it's like moving in this direction, where the bear seems stationary. It almost feels like a a taxidermy bear head, which I hate thinking about that. As a vegan, I think taxidermy is terrifying. But it feels like, you know, when like there's like a bear head on the wall somewhere, or like a taxidermy something on the wall, and and it's not moving. It's never going to move unless somebody moves it, but you have to physically go up to it. I feel like that's your energy. You're very stationed in one place and you are not moving to them. They are meant to come to you. And I think maybe you already know that. Maybe that's why you're getting a little impatient, because you want to take action. You want to meet them halfway. You want to go find them and knock on their door and say, hey, we're soulmates, wake up. But you can't. And I think they have to be moving towards you, because the fact that we see the whole body here, but we only see your head, that also confirms to me that they are the ones that have to move towards you. But you see how in this image, their back is turned to you. So it's like they're still waking up to it, but I think they're open to it. They're open to this idea of like, okay, maybe something's going on here, but I think they're hesitant in the sense of they want to be realistic and they don't want to feel delusional and they want to take it one step at a time. Let's see, what is the energy between the two of you? Let's see if I can make this all fit. Okay, the energy between the two of you and the energy of the connection. 8th house, transformation, karma, facing fears, legacies. Oh my gosh, this is the exact same card. 4 of air, meditation, recuperation, and contemplation. Even in you know what's so interesting, you guys? The image is almost the exact same. And in traditional tarot, the 4 of swords looks very different than both of these. But in this one, both of these people are looking up with their eyes closed. They're laying down in a very secure and a very like harmonious, peaceful manner. And there's no active movement, because they're letting the signs come to them. They're letting the universe do something and meet them where they are. They are not moving. This is the epitome of inaction. And we were just saying that about you as well, you specifically. So, interesting. With that 8th house here, the energy of the connection, now it could go 2 ways. It could be that this is a more of a metaphoric 8th house transformation, because the 8th house is Scorpio and Pluto energy, and it's about literally death, rebirth, transformations. It's intense, it's tough, it's triggering, right? Like you're triggering this other person, they're triggering you to have some kind of a greater awakening within your life. So I think that it could be a physical, spiritual transformation that both of you are triggering in the other person, which makes sense, right? We were just saying they are awakening to something here within the spiritual realm of this. So it feels like, and they're probably triggering you in some aspect as well, within your own life. And the fact that the mutual energy between the two of you is inactivity, it really shows that whether this is a physical heartbreak, that you are transforming and healing through, both of you in this lifetime, or I mean, not lifetime, in this current energy, whether it's a physical transformation you're triggering in each other, whether it's a spiritual transformation and it's more internal, you're triggering something in this connection with each other. And that's why it makes sense that there's no activity right now. You're both in this period of rest, because clearly there's a lot going on internally for both of you in your own aspects. You know, for them, maybe this is some kind of a spiritual awakening that they are going through. And then for you, maybe it's like a higher level understanding of your life or your purpose or where you want to go from here, since you're already pretty spiritually evolved. I think since this is a general reading, this transformation could be so many different things. So just kind of, you know, reflect on your own life and ask yourself, how is this connection triggering me? Because in a very straightforward manner, it's triggering some healing within you, whether it's physical or internal. And I think that is kind of what's happening right now. As of now, I don't know what's happening after this, but I do sense that this triggering is happening right now for both of you. So let me answer the questions that we have with the deck you chose. Okay, so then first I want to see what are your next steps in this connection? What are group three's next steps in this connection? The color pink could be significant to you, especially this like pink, this like magenta, maroony, pink, maroony is not a word. I'm making up a lot of words in this group. Let's see, what is group three's next steps in this connection? What are group three's next steps in this connection? The way the skeleton, like this bird is a skeleton, it feels like the triggers that both of you are bringing out in each other and the transformations and stuff, it's literally hitting like the bone. It's literally hitting the core of your being for both of you. It's like literally going the deepest it could possibly go. Let's see, what are group three's next steps in this connection? The wheel again. You have the Wheel of Fortune out here twice. Let's get one more. Can we clarify? What is group three's next steps in this connection? The Seven of Materials. This is the Seven of Pentacles. Roses could definitely be significant. This like pink colored roses. Let's see what are their next steps in this connection. So their person, whoa, that flew out. Eight of Voices. Look, especially since they are not as spiritually evolved as you, I definitely think they are hitting the harder aspect of this transformation. They could very much feel in the dark right now, very much running away from something, being afraid of something, but very confused about something as well. And I think they're really internally, mentally, emotionally really trying to navigate this situation on their own, because it feels like you're not there, you know, you're not actively helping them navigate something, and they're being thrown literally into like the pit of fire. And I'm not saying that in a scary manner, but the universe is really using something about this connection to trigger them in a way that they've never been triggered right now. But it's for their own good, right? Like this is going to help them evolve into the person they're meant to be, but they're being triggered to like literally the bones. Let's clarify the Eight of Voices on what is this person's next steps in this connection. Whoa. Okay. I'll take both. We have the Moon, Nine of Voices. You have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and we have the Moon. Very interesting. I really want to start with their energy, because I think they're the one that's really going through the ringer. I think the universe is absolutely tearing the walls down. Honey, they're tearing it down. But I think it's what's meant to happen right now. I think this person, especially if they haven't gone through that spiritual awakening, and maybe if they're still young and kind of immature, or just, you know, they haven't evolved the way that their soul is meant to evolve right now, and they're waking up to that right now, it really feels like this relationship was the catalyst, or even this connection in the 5D. You are so evolved that your soul itself is a catalyst in their life right now, whether you know them or you don't. And the fact that we have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, they're really facing their deepest fears. They are going through a much deeper transformation than you are. They're going through a much more internal, physical, like energetic purge than they've ever been through in their entire life. And I think they're kind of scared. And I think they're alone. I don't know why it feels like that. They're alone in this journey right now, and they're meant to be alone. There's something about this person could have used band-aids and rebounds and temporary satisfactions in the past to mask things or to hide behind things and not face the reality of something head on. And I think this time the universe is kind of removing a lot of these buffers, these fluffing things, right? Like just the things that take up space. It's like they're removing all of that from this person's life, and they're being forced to face themselves head on. And it honestly, in kind of a scary manner. And I think, I'm not saying that for you to be worried about them or for you to be scared of them, but I think that they would have had to be pretty down bad, or okay, not down bad. They would if this is a spectrum, this is very spiritually evolved. This is probably where you are. And this is like very human, very uninvolved on this end. They probably would have had to be very close to this for spirit to push them into such a deep transformation. They probably would have had to be so far away from their own spiritual awakening and from, you know, the life they're meant to live for the universe to bump them up in such a drastic and a quick manner. So I'm not saying that for you to worry about them, but I think that it's like it's meant to happen for them to really align to the path that they're meant to be on. It feels like they were strayed. They've been strayed, and they probably went really far off path at some point in time. So like their next steps in this connection is healing right now, and really going through this massive transformation and really healing themselves. And you know, your soul is really triggering them right now. And with the moon as well, it's like that massive wake up call for them. That's what's happening for them. On your end, on your next steps towards this connection, I love it. Oh my God, you are literally so spiritually evolved, group 3. So the fact that you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is literally fate and destiny out here twice, you are absolutely just going with the flow. I think you're not forcing anything right now in your life. And we sensed that earlier too with that Emperor and leadership and independent energy. I think you're really just focused on your life. You're focused on your stability with the I almost said 9 of Pentacles. Maybe some of you are moving closer to that 9 of Pentacles, but with the 7 of Pentacles here, this is about harvest. This is about hard work. This is about thinking in the long term. You know, you're really planting your seeds so you can build the life of your dreams, and you're well on your way there. And I love this energy. It's not moving to this. You know, clearly they're in the dark. They're going through this massive kind of scary upgrade, and you are living in the light with the flowers and the beautiful divine feminine energy. And I think you also know that like if any movement was to happen right now, it's like they would have to come to you. I think you know that, which is why even in this, you're not looking over here, you're not chasing, you're not trying to move to this direction, because you know, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm planting my own seeds. I'm growing my own garden, and they are going to come to me when the time is right for them. So I love your energy as well. And I think with the Wheel of Fortune here, you've really left it up to fate and to the divine to orchestrate it and to bring you guys together at some point in time. But I love that for you. So then next, let's see, what is the current potential that exists between group 3 and this person towards this connection? What is the current potential that exists between group 3 and this person? The 4 of Pentacles. Let's clarify. What is the current potential that exists? Okay. There's that pink flower again. It really matches my decor today too, which is interesting. We have the 2 of Wands. So you have the 4 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands for the current potential between the 2 of you. Now, with the 4 of Materials, I will say there is potential for something new. And I think that you know that to some extent. Maybe that's why you haven't fully shut the door on this connection, because you know that like there is potential for you guys to really grow. And especially if they're the ones that had to do the healing first and they come out healed and evolved, it's like you know that there is potential here. And that's why I don't think you have a very tight grip on it, but I think that's why you're leaving this connection open and you haven't fully shut it out yet. And with the 2 of Wands, there's definitely room for expansion. You know, there is potential for expansion here within your current energy. So I think even Spirit is saying that it's kind of 50-50. You know, the door is not completely shut between the 2 of you. It is open. I just saw 34 on the time as I was saying that. It is open, and there is potential for growth. And it's not a done deal right now. It's not shut. So it's available, you know. I think there are timings and things that are kind of in play, especially with what they're going through, which we're going to look at that in the extended as actually. So, but yeah, there is potential, and it's very 50-50 right now. And I think that's what Spirit wants you to know. It's not completely over, but it's all right, guys. So I have this hidden truth oracle to end off on. So if there is anyone that you want to hear a specific message from, it could be this person, it could be somebody else, just anybody, go ahead and think about them now. And I'll just get some messages from this deck. Spirit, who is group 3 channeling right now? And can we get direct messages from this person? What does this person want to say to group? Oh my gosh. I want you. Very straightforward. What does this person want to say to group 3 right now? I feel you even though we are apart. There's the roses again. I'll be honest, until I sat down with, like, for example, this Muse deck, these roses haven't stood out to me until now. I want to tell you how I feel. Clearly, they want you and they want to tell you that. And they want to tell you that they feel you even though you're not together right now. You came closer than anyone, which is probably why you triggered them so much, or you are triggering them so much. All right, I'll take these. I'm becoming a better person. Okay, this definitely feels like this person. I wish things could be different. So they have that twice. I wish we could go back in time or travel back in time, and I wish things could be different. So that's interesting. Clearly something could have happened for some of you, you know, if you had some kind of a 3D connection with them. But okay, you know, it's the door is there. It is open if you wanted it. So let's see. So now in the extended, we're going to see who will initiate the next move between you guys. Will it be you? Will it be them? Or will it be spirit with some kind of divine intervention? We'll also see where is this connection headed in the next 30 days. So I wanted to get a specific timeline for like the near future so I can give you like a better timeline to kind of go off of. So we'll look at the next 30 days. We will see what is the short-term outcome, and also what is the short-term timing situations and what are the long-term timings in that 30-day time frame. We'll also see what should you do next, and we'll see are there any signs and synchronicities for you to look for in regards to this connection. So that is everything that I'm seeing here. Group 3, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. If you want to book a private reading where we have a one-on-one session together, go ahead and email me. I offer pre-recorded readings if you don't want to talk to me directly, but then I also offer live readings over Zoom with the camera off, microphone on, so we're comfortable and we can talk to each other as a one-on-one reading. So if you want to book a reading, email me. My email is in the description below. And I also have a Patreon where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. So if you're interested in more exclusive content from me, go ahead and check out my Patreon. And also this extended is going to be on Patreon. So if you're already a member, you're going to have, well, if you're a member in the second tier, you're going to have immediate access to this extended. But the extended is also available for a one-time purchase. If that's what you want to do, that is totally fine. But if you want to join as a subscription, make sure you choose the second tier, because that way you have all of our extendeds plus all of the other in-depth readings on Patreon. But yeah, thank you so much, you guys. And if this is where I'm leaving you, that's totally okay. Thank you so much for being here. So I'll talk to you soon in the extended, or I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose the Queer Tarot deck and this 6 of Wands with the honey calcite, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all of your support. I'm going to put that right there. Before we get into the breakdown of the reading, I just want to let you guys know that my neighbors are doing some construction work on their house, and it's been happening all day. And I even tried to wait it out to see if they were going to be done soon, but they're not, and I just can't really wait all day. So if you guys hear it in the background, I apologize, but hopefully it's not too loud, but it is going on for those of you if you do hear it. So here is the breakdown for our reading today. I'm going to talk about the extended kind of at the end of our reading as like a transition, but here on YouTube we're going to be looking at your connection with this person, whoever this person is that's on your mind. We're going to be looking at both of your current energies, both of your current experiences of this connection, and both of your current thoughts and feelings towards each other. And then we'll also see what is the energy of the connection itself between the two of you. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and look at your next steps in the connection and also their next steps. And then we'll see what is the current potential that exists between the two of you in this connection. And then we'll go over this at the end. But yes, group number 4, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether it's your first time here on my channel or if you have been here before, you guys, thank you so much for all of your support. I do want to talk about the 6 of Wands before we get into it. Also, how cute is this deck? I just got it. So this is my first time actually ever using it. And it was just so pretty. Like, it just stood out to me so much. And I was like, I have to get this deck because I just love the neon. And then the cards are so vibrant and I just love it. I don't know what it is. It just like really like satisfies me. The color scheme of it, it's so pretty. And the 6 of Wands specifically is Jupiter and Leo. So I wanted to say, for some of you, you know, this is a card of like admiring somebody, looking up to somebody. You could really admire this person that you are asking about today. You could also see them as like really popular. This could even talk about fame or some kind of a status. Maybe this person is some kind of a celebrity, or they're really popular in some way. People look up to them. People, you know, like almost like follow their influence, follow their lead. People really like them. They have a lot of eyes on them. And I think they're just a very popular person, or they literally have some kind of status. And it just feels like you get really nervous when you think about them. Or for some of you, you could even think that they're like out of your league, or you think that like it's too far-fetched, or like they wouldn't, I don't know, there's some like difference here between how you view yourself and how you view this person. And for some reason, you could feel like they're a little unattainable. Maybe for some of you, this person is in a relationship. I don't know why it's coming through like that. Like maybe, or they're really busy, because it feels like they have some prior commitments. Like, so whether it's a busy schedule, whether it's literally like their fame and status, whether this is somebody who's in a relationship or they're just kind of busy all the time, it's just like they're doing a lot and they have prior commitments and responsibilities, and that could also kind of throw it off a little bit. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people really admire them. This could be a musician, this could be an athlete, this could be somebody online, or this could just be somebody very popular in your school or in your hometown where, you know, people kind of just revolve around this person to some extent. With Jupiter in Leo, they have a very strong personality. They're very charismatic, they're very funny, you know, they're very charming. And I think that is something that really draws people to them, is just how effortless it is for them to be that charming individual. And with Leo energy, you know, I think this person could love to be center of attention. They could also be very like lucky, like, because Jupiter is about luck and expansion and things kind of just happening effortlessly and very like divinely timed. And then Leo is about this front and center energy, you know, in the public eye. So something about what they do could have come to them very effortlessly, or they just don't even have to try. They just have like that aura about them. They don't even have to try. Things just kind of fall into their lap effortlessly. But yeah, I feel like you're very infatuated by this person, or a lot of people are infatuated by this person. Okay, so we have 2 little sections here. So we have your energy on this side, we have your person's energy on this side. This is going to show us all of the things I mentioned, such as your current energy, how you feel about each other, and all of that good stuff. If you feel like the energies are flip-flop, so if you feel like you're actually on this side and they're actually on this side, that is totally okay. You can interpret it that way, but just know that when I shuffled the cards, I did channel of like, this is group 4's energy, this is their person's energy. And then this is the energy between the two of you, but we'll kind of get to this in a bit, and I'm actually going to move it aside because we have a lot of cards that are going to be out on the table now. So yeah. And also, if you feel like the energies are similar, then it's possible you guys are mirroring each other as well. This person could also have really nice skin, or like they're very attractive. Like they have like a very nice structured face. They have really nice skin. They have really pretty eyes. They have like a nice smile. Like this is just giving like a total like a very handsome or a very beautiful person. I'm not necessarily getting a specific masculine or feminine energy. I think in this sense, it could go either way, but like they're just so attractive. And you're probably even like, how are you so naturally beautiful? How are you so naturally attractive? That also feels like the Jupiter luck energy of like they were just born this attractive. Like maybe this person hasn't had much work done. Maybe they don't wear a lot of makeup. Maybe they're just like naturally have these really beautiful features about them. I also feel like people could really envy this person because of all of their amazing qualities and the way people look up to them and people want to be with them or want them to be friends or something. You know, there could be some envy revolving around this person. But let's see. For some of you, these are like really specific messages. For some of you, there's like a hometown hero energy to this person. So maybe they're like the star athlete of like your high school football team, or like there's something about like the town knows this person and they're like a local celebrity or like a local hero. Maybe there's like a sports team in your town. Maybe so even something about like Broadway or theater, like acting. Maybe people around the town know this person, or maybe if they are famous to some extent or have a status, you know, they started with that hometown roots and you're like from the same hometown. I don't know why I'm getting like hometown hero for some of you guys, but anyway, let's see what is your current energy, your current experience of the connection, and your current thoughts and feelings towards this person. It says, let's make magic happen. Four of Swords. Oh, you're waiting. You're like waiting on them to come back. I'm using the After Tarot for this image, and it's interesting how in this one, there's like this woman, this person that's waiting here for this person to like wake up. And the Four of Swords is about a period of rest. So it feels like you could be waiting for this person to come back, especially with this whole hometown hero vibe. Maybe they like left or moved out or something. We have Pluto. I'm gonna put this one up here. And then we have the cat and lavender with independence in the number one. Huh. Black cat vibes. Even this is feeling like Scorpio, and then we have Pluto for Scorpio energy. Also, the noise. Sorry, you guys. That construction machine they're using is really loud. I have a microphone on, so I hope the mic is like kind of canceling it out. But if you can hear it, I apologize. Lavender could be significant. Lavender is also making me think of Lavender from Harry Potter. Somebody's name could be Lavender, or maybe you have a lot of lavender around, but this is definitely feeling like Black Cat Scorpio energy, especially with Pluto. Huh. Okay, I need more information. So let's see what's going on with their current energy. The one that got away. Huh. That's interesting. All right, I am officially running out of space. The one that got away. That's what I'm saying. There's something here on like your... Okay, there's something about distance. You guys, there is distance between the two of you. Maybe like literally physical distance between the two of you. We have the Page of Pentacles. The first house. The Weasel and Pine with introspection. This is the Hermit card. Okay. This definitely feels like somebody you could be in a separation with, or there's distance here between the two of you. What's interesting is on this person's energy with the first house, and we were talking about them being like center of attention and kind of like famous or trying to make something of their life, do something with their purpose or whatever. That's interesting because we have the first house, which is all about how you present yourself to the world. The first house is all about your image. It's all about like where you're going from here. It's also Aries energy too. So their current energy feels very like self-centered around them, but not in a bad way. I think this person is just very focused right now on either like proving themselves in some endeavor or to make something a reality in their life. And I think it starts with them putting hard work towards this thing. So it doesn't feel like they're running away and just like chasing their dreams and it's like this selfish endeavor. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like they're really just focused on their own life and their own foundation and their own their own future. Like they're really building that foundation for themselves right now. And it might be a little bit like adventurous, it might be a little bit out there, maybe it's a little like unconventional, because maybe they're taking the route that not a lot of people take. For example, say if like the normal thing is like to go to college or stay in your hometown and kind of do something locally, then maybe this person is going like across the country to like an art school, or like it's like they're doing something that is not the norm for the people where you're from, or like or even just life in general. They're doing something that's a little unconventional that not a lot of people do. So again, maybe this person is an athlete, or maybe they are trying to pursue being an actor or a model or something, to where it's not like the average person does this on a regular basis. And I think because of that, it puts them in a very specific bubble that maybe not a lot of people can relate to this bubble, but at the same time, your hometown like looks up to them. Maybe they're like the one actor that made it from your hometown, or the one model that you see like on a billboard and you're like, oh my God, that's this person from my hometown. But there's something about them being very determined right now, being very career oriented and oriented about like making themselves known and chasing this dream. They have a very, very big dream that it just feels very much that Jupiter in Leo, exactly. It just feels like it's massive. It's not your average dream. It's constantly expanding, and it's in the public eye. It is front and center in front of people, and maybe even people of the masses. So there really is something here about them prioritizing themselves right now because of this endeavor. But I do think they definitely think about you. With the one that got away energy, it feels like no matter how big they get, how much status they gain, how much money they make, I think that they view you as like maybe that hometown girl or the girl next door, or there's something. Oh, I don't know why I kept saying girl. The person, maybe girl or guy next door. But it just feels like they think about you for sure, no matter where they go. And I'm even sensing like, say this person is trying to like chase fame or whatever, and they live in like LA. They live in this place somewhere far away, and you're still in like your hometown. But you know what I mean? And you would think, oh, they totally forgot about me. They're living in the big city and like meeting all these cool people, but it's like they still think about you. Even though they're like states away or in this hustle and bustle, they still like find their way back to you energetically. And I think they do check in on you, especially if you guys have social media and stuff. They probably check in on you from time to time. But it feels like you guys definitely know each other for this group. I would say for like my other groups, especially like 2 of the 3 other groups today, I definitely got the sense of, for some of you, you don't know, in some of those groups, there was like a very definite energy of like, oh, you guys haven't met yet. It's a 5D connection, you haven't met yet. But I feel like for this group specifically, you already know each other in the 3D. You could have dated this person in the past, you could have grown up with this person, but it feels like both of you have that 3D marker of like that mile marker in the 3D when you did interact with each other to some extent. I also think this person is waking up to the reality of the life that they are pursuing. So again, I'm getting this sense of like they're in the big city, they're trying to make it big, they're meeting all these people. I think for one, they're starting to realize like something about this is a little superficial, something about the place they live or the people that they engage with on a regular basis. It's like they're really craving deeper connections, or they're really craving true friendships. They could be somewhere where people just always want something from them. Everything is some kind of a transaction, everything is for clout, or it's like they're having a hard time really trusting people and finding authentic friendships and connections. And I think they're really learning something about the industry that they are in, or the life that they are pursuing. It's almost like it's not all that it seems. Maybe on the outside it's like glitz and glamour, but on the inside it's like different. And I think that's another reason they think back to this hometown energy. They think back to a previous time in their life. And that's probably when they think about you, because it also feels like they haven't found certain qualities that you have in other people, which is another reason they think back to you. And they're like, you know what? Group 4 was so authentic, so real. And it's so hard to find that genuine energy out here. Like there's something about them realizing this life that they're pursuing, it's different than what they thought it would be. And I think because of that, they miss you even more. Or they're waking up to the realization like, oh, maybe group 4 was my person. Maybe that is the one that got away because I'm not able to find somebody like that again. Like they're slowly waking up to this. And this being the Hermit card, this is really an introspective energy that they're going through. They're going through a deep internal transformation. But here's the thing, what's so interesting is they can't back out with what they're doing. Because it feels like they're in too deep, or they have to finish out some kind of a contract, or they have to like see something through. Because even if this person is realizing maybe this is not the life for me, you know, maybe I want to go back home or whatever, it feels like they can't just leave because they're in the middle of something. They have to execute something, whether it's creating something that they signed a contract that they would create, whether it's something they just have to see through, or they have to stay somewhere for a certain amount of time. It just feels like they are tied to something legally, in a sense of like, I can't just leave. And I think maybe when they feel that sense of isolation or feeling alone, that's when they pick up on you even more. And I do think they're trying to make the best of the situation, because for them, it's like, well, this is a life I thought I wanted, right? So this is a life I'm working for. This is like what I'm creating. So I think for them, they're really trying to stick through with it and be positive about it, because they don't want to like dread something, or they don't want to be like negative in some manner. So they're like, okay, I'm just going to be optimistic and get through with it, and I'll see what I want to do after that. So I think that even though they have to see something through, they haven't fully made any long-term plans just yet. Because I think maybe if you asked them before this, they would have been like, yeah, that's what I want to do, and I want to stay there for the next 5 years. And, you know, they thought that they want to be here for a long time, doing this long term. But I think now, as they dip their toes into it, they're realizing, you know what, I don't know if I want to be here long term. And for some of you, it definitely feels like there was a breakup, or you both went your separate ways for some reason. So whether, I think it could be depending, because it's a general reading. So for some of you, maybe you were in a full-on relationship with this person and then you went your separate ways. And then for others of you, maybe you were just friends, or you grew up together, or like acquaintances, or, you know, you had some kind of a friendship or a connection, but maybe it didn't go into full-on romance. And the longer I sit with your energy, especially with this Four of Swords that I mentioned, that this felt like you waiting, it almost feels different now. Now that I kind of see what's going on with the energies and with their energy as well, it definitely feels different. And I probably wouldn't interpret this in the same way I did in the beginning, because in the beginning I said it feels like you're waiting. But I don't think you are. Because I think what I would say is that you've already mourned. Like, that's what it is. It's not that you are waiting, but you have already mourned the loss of this. And I think you have moved on from it. Like, you've mourned the loss of this person and of this connection, and you have moved on. And I think this separation really triggered you to heal. And I think like the previous version of yourself would have waited. The previous version of you would have stuck around and maybe did whatever this person asked you to do, or they were so, you know, love struck that you would have waited. But I think there's like this new version of yourself that is emerging, and it feels like you have mourned the loss of it. I don't know why it's coming like that in that exact sentence. And it feels like you have walked away from it, like you've made your peace with it, and you have walked away from it. I also think you have matured a lot since the last time you saw this person, and the last time that you were like physically in the same room with them, actually talked to them in real life. I think you have grown a lot, you've healed a lot, you've matured a lot. You could actually be like older, like a lot older than when the last time you saw this person. Maybe both of you are older. And it feels like you're not waiting, but you're leaving the door open. Like, I feel like even though you walked away, you haven't fully closed the door on this connection. So you're like leaving the door open, but you're not like waiting at that door. I do think you went through a deep internal transformation. The fact that we have Pluto here and independence with this black cat, I think this person really triggered you to go within. I think before this connection, you could have been a very like selfless person. Maybe you always put others ahead of you and you kind of let your emotions rule you. And I think something happened, you know, with this connection. And then it really triggered you to go within and to like harden up a bit and to put yourself first, to prioritize yourself first. And it also helps you really like heal as a person. And it almost feels like they wouldn't even recognize your energy if they were to see you and who you've become today. And maybe they can kind of sense that, especially if you have like socials and stuff and you keep up with this person, maybe they can sense through photos and videos that you're not the person that they knew. Maybe that's another reason they feel drawn to you and feel like they want to get to know you again because you've changed so much. But I do think for a lot of you, this person wouldn't even like recognize you for some reason. So I don't know if that means your physical appearance has changed or just energetically you have changed a lot as a person. And yeah, you're really standing in your independence right now, especially if for the longest time you were waiting for them to come back, you know, and you maybe even paused your life for this person to come back. It feels like you're not doing that anymore, especially with this black cat. I think you're really happy within your own life and within your own existence. You're creating your own foundations, your own independence, and you're really healing from the inside out. The Four of Swords is Libra and Jupiter. So we have Jupiter out here twice with the Jupiter in Leo with that Six of Wands. Libra and Jupiter. This is Earth signs. This is Aries energy. And then Scorpio, Pluto energy. It's also Mars, which I guess is also kind of Leo. But those are the signs I'm seeing right now. I feel like they are definitely going through something much more than you are. Like obviously you are going through some kind of transformation. You're really healing and you're very different from who you used to be. But it feels like you have found peace in life. You're not currently struggling in some way. I think you're transforming, but you're becoming the person you're meant to be. And that's why it feels like a harmonious and peaceful transformation, because you're really aligning to who you're meant to be in this lifetime. That's why I don't see a lot of struggle. Even though you're changing internally and externally, it's natural. There's no resistance and there's no friction. But on their end, there is friction here. And there is some struggles because I think they're realizing their life is just not what they want right now. So I would say like you're doing much better than them in that sense. And Spirit is saying that if you did not allow this transformation to happen, and if you did just like sit there and wait for them to come back, your life would be pretty different than who it is and then who you are today. With the let's make magic happen, I'm viewing this in two ways. I'm viewing this as you to your own life because you have this new transformative energy about yourself. You have a newfound independence and love for yourself and love for your life and love for your authenticity and love for you as an individual person. So let's make magic happen. That's you about your life. You're excited. You're really like motivated to live the best life. You're really motivated to pursue your dreams and maybe even you get out of your hometown. You know, it finally feels like you're finally in the driver's seat of your life. You're finally making things happen for yourself because maybe up until now you were waiting for things to happen to you and you got caught up in that. So now you're finally making things happen and you're not just waiting around. And I love that for you. It feels very excited, it feels very optimistic and motivated, and it feels like you finally have that spark back in your life, and it just feels so peaceful and so aligned to what your soul wants for you right now. And then let's make magic happen. The other way I could interpret that, I just don't know if it's about this person directly. I just feel like maybe it's you about your dating life in general. Like you're excited to date. Especially if you did date this person and you were in a relationship and then you did go through that breakup and they kind of left to do their own thing and you were left to pick up the pieces. For some of you, like, you finally have put yourself together, and I think you're wanting to date other people. You're wanting to put yourself out there. So with this, it just doesn't really feel like it's about this person directly. Maybe for some of you, you're open to make magic with this person and take them back if they were to come back around. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is about the dating scene in general. You're ready to mingle and to meet people and to put yourself out there. So yeah, that's what I'm sensing here. But it feels like you're really aligned, and they are more so going through the sadness of something. Even with the one that got away, maybe they assumed you would wait for them. And maybe you were, for the longest time, because I got that energy in the beginning, like there was some waiting that happened. And maybe they thought you would wait, but then suddenly they realized you are moving on. Maybe you have already moved on for some of you. Maybe you already have a new partner and maybe you posted about it and they found out or something, right? Like, whether you have somebody or you don't, it's like they can sense that you are moving on from the situation. And I think that's what's triggering them even more. And that's what's making them realize, should I have done something differently? But for some of you, it's like a little too late for them to come back. Okay, let me see what's going on for the energy between the two of you. Oh, lovers. Okay, relationships, emotions, and choices. Water. Spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. We have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio energy here. So we have Scorpio out here a lot. Okay, so I feel like this energy is very straightforward, and it feels like the energy of the connection itself is very like reflective right now. It's definitely not a surface level energy. And it feels like both of you are being asked if this is really what you want. Because the fact that we have the lovers here, but in this, it very much the keyword highlights choices. It just feels like both of you are at a crossroad and you're really questioning, is this my person? Is this the person I want to be with? Is this the relationship that I want? Especially if maybe by default, you always thought they would be there. They always thought you would be there. There's some like wake-up call that's happening between the two of you to where you're realizing, okay, I have a choice. And what choice do I make now? Do I stay or do I give them another chance? Do I continue waiting or do I give into it? Or do I choose to walk away and completely go in a different direction with a different person? For some of you, you could literally have another person right now, because with the choices, and there's 3 people, even though that's an angel, there's 3 people on this image. So maybe like for you, there's this person, but then there's also somebody in your active romantic life and you're deciding who should I choose? But for others of you, it could be a choice between getting back together with them or waiting for them or completely walking away and going down your own path. And the fact that we have water here, which is the most intuitive energy, I think your intuition is talking to you very like intensely about this, especially with Pluto, with transformation. This is like the most destructive wake-up call you could ever receive. This is the Tower, this is death and rebirth. This is you realizing that your previous version of yourself or your previous structure that you had is falling apart and you have to start over. You have to build something new, which is why you're being asked in a very intense manner to make some kind of a decision on what do you want moving forward. So I think they're going through the same thing, especially since in their life, they're not really happy with like what's going on and they're missing you and thinking about you. And they kind of want to walk away from whatever it is that's not making them happy. Then it's very possible, it feels like both of you are in this questioning energy. Both of you are wondering, okay, do I go back? Because for them, they want to come back to you. For this, the one that got away. So now for them, they're thinking, okay, do I continue this life that is making me unhappy? Or do I go back to group 4? And then for you, it's like, okay, do I continue this relationship or do I wait for this person? or do I go in a separate direction? It feels like the exact same thing. So you're really mirroring each other right now on the choice that you have to make. And then for both of you, I think it's very possible that even this person could have somebody else, which is what is making them realize that nobody compares to you, especially if they moved on and they're with somebody else. And that's what's making them really realize, like, oh my gosh, group 4 is the one that got away because I can't replace them. I can't find another group 4. And same thing with you. Maybe you have somebody else too. But from what I'm seeing here, it feels like this person is more so wanting to come back to the connection, and they are more in a regretful energy, regretful about something they did, about the way something happened. And then you are more so in an empowered energy. You are questioning it, but you're empowered. You don't have regret on your side. Because I think they were in the wrong. With whatever happened, could have been their fault. They started it, they initiated it, maybe they broke up with you, they walked away from you. Because it feels like they are regretting something that they did. But you are empowered because the tower fell. You're having a rebirth. You're finally happy within your independence. And you've already mourned the loss of the situation. It's like you're a completely different person from when this happened. And this choice could even be them reaching out to you. You know, I'm going to check that for our next part of this reading, but that could even be what's happening right now, is maybe they actually reached out to you for some of you. And now you're deciding, do I go back or do I walk away? Yeah, so you're more empowered and like taking your life back, taking your control back, and taking your power back. Okay, very interesting. Let's get into it. I'm very excited to use this deck. Look at how cool it is. It's just very like big, like the cardstock, but I like it. It's not like super thin, and I prefer like thicker cardstocks when it comes to cards, so they don't wear out as easily. But I also have very little hands, so shuffling large decks is kind of funny sometimes. Okay, so first let's see, what are your next steps? Oh, that was quick. Yeah, exactly. This is you contemplating. The Two of Pentacles. Let's clarify. What is group 4's next steps towards this connection? Oh, how interesting is that? Oh my gosh, come on. How interesting is the imagery? Because here we see you are contemplating, right? Two of Pentacles. And then here we see a person holding 2 pentacles just like that. So the 2 of Pentacles is Capricorn. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. Oh my God. Jupiter is out here 3 times. This happened recently, I think for a love reading, where it was Jupiter came out for like every single card. So you have Jupiter with that 6 of Wands. That's not out here anymore. You have Jupiter for this, and then you have Jupiter for this. And then the 10 of Pentacles is Virgo. This is Mercury in Virgo. Okay. So for your energy, let me pull their energy too, and then I'll talk about it in a second. The number 12 could be significant. Okay, so now for group 4's person, what is their person's next steps towards this connection? Okay, fell on me. We have the Hermit. Oh my God, this is the exact same card. Yes, that's what I'm saying. They are the ones that's going through some kind of like a wake-up call, this introspective energy. They're the one navigating through the dark about this connection. But you see how for them, the light is leading back to you. They're moving in this direction. That's what they're realizing. And I think that's why this choice is here. Because I do think to some extent, whether it's they're energetically picking on you, whether they're actually trying to reach out to you, I don't know just yet, but it feels like their energy is moving towards you, and you are the one that has to make the decision on what to do next. Okay. Let's see. What is group 4's person's next steps in this connection? Can we clarify the Hermit? The Death card. Wow, and Death is Pluto too. They're finally having that ego death. And I say finally because it's been needed. Like, I don't know why it's coming through like that. Obviously, I don't even know this person, but it just feels like they've needed to have this ego death for a while. Something about them, you know, maybe they were immature, maybe just something about them. It's like they need to evolve if they want to move on in life. And I think you're kind of over it. Because with you being the 10 of Pentacles, honey, you are sitting on your own throne. You know, it feels like you have that crown on your head and you are very happy in your own situation, in your own life, with your own stability, especially the fact that you have 2 Pentacle cards, Capricorn and Virgo. You are building your life, building your foundation. Maybe you're going to school. Maybe you're focused on your career, focused on yourself, your independence. You know, it took the breakup of this connection or the separation to finally give you that wake-up call that life is so much bigger than this person. Life is so much bigger than just like this relationship with this person. And it just feels like you don't deserve the relationship that you had with them, or you don't deserve the way they left you, or the way you felt abandoned, or whatever it was. Like, you don't, Spirit is saying you did not deserve that. And you took your power back. That's why you're empowered. Because they're the ones crawling back to you. But they were the ones that messed up. So you're sitting in your throne and you have like a much bigger picture on where you want to go in life. And that's why it feels like it's their energy that is coming to you and you're making a decision. And with the Death card here, I think whatever decision you make, it's going to directly hit their ego and it's going to cause their world to fall apart. Maybe this already happened, because I was already saying they're in a very regretful energy. So maybe you have already told them, no, I'm not coming back, or like, I've moved on. You know, I have bigger, better things to go do with my life. Or for some of you, it's happening now, or it's going to happen, I don't know. We'll have to check the, sorry, I can't speak. We'll have to check the timeline in the extended, but since these are like the next steps, I think if they haven't reached out to you yet, I think they might very soon. Yeah. And the fact that they have 2 major arcana, Death and the Hermit, and then the Hermit again, I mean, they are going through a massive ego death and a massive awakening. And I feel like they need it, or else they would have never evolved in life. And Spirit is really saying, like, it was never your job to fix them. It was never your job to put the pieces back together for them. So let's see, what is the current potential that exists between group 4 and this person? What is the current potential? Oh, I don't know. Should I take that? I don't know. I don't want cards to come out like that because this is a thick deck and I want like singular cards to come out. Let's see. What is the current potential that exists between group 4 and this person? We have the Ace of Wands. Let's clarify this Ace of Wands. The 8 of Cups. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this deck. It is just the cutest thing. I'm obsessed with the neon colors. Probably be using this deck a lot. And I love that it's like hand drawn. Like, it's not like AI or it's not like computer generated. It looks like somebody literally hand drew every single image because of the imperfections, and there's such a human touch to this. I just love it so much. Okay, Ace of Wands in the 8 of Cups. I think right now the potential between the two of you is expansion and growth on your own. The 8 of Cups talks about walking away from something that's no longer serving you and walking away to find happiness and to actually find emotional fulfillment somewhere else. And the Ace of Wands is finding that spark again, taking your power back, taking your life back from something. So I feel like right now the potential between the two of you is both people going their separate ways And we'll have to see if it looks like maybe you'll reconnect in the future. I don't know just yet, but feels like as of right now, you are meant to go in your own separate ways. I even love that there's a rainbow here because it's showing you that these cups are empty. Because this rainbow is not there in traditional tarot. So it's like you realizing this relationship with this person right now, it's very unfulfilling and it's not the life you want, but you're walking away to find your ultimate happiness on the other side where that rainbow is. And that's directly leading to your 10 of Pentacles happily ever after within the life that you're going to build for yourself. And it just feels like you gave this person as much as you could, and there's just not much more you can do. There's not much more you can give. And I think that's why that message of you've already mourned the loss was coming through so strongly after I sat with your energies. Also, black could totally be like a power color for you right now. Or black cats as well. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here, you guys. So now, okay, you guys, I totally forgot to do this before I talked about my the exit part of the reading. So let's actually go ahead and get some cards from this. This is the second time I've done this. I like totally forgot that I was going to pull from this deck. So when I talk about the extended, the cards are not going to be here because I'm recording this after. But anyway, go ahead and think about a person and we'll get direct messages from this person, from whoever it is. So for group 4, who has a message for group 4? It says, you speak to me through music. I bury myself in work to forget you. That sounds like this person. I wish I had treated you better. Literally. I literally said that. That they are regretful. You were the best thing in my life, clearly. Just being near you is intoxicating. And this one says, I wonder if you are happy without me. So definitely this sounds like this person that we channeled. But anyway, sorry I forgot to do this before your exit part of the reading. So I'm going to get into the exit now, but these cards are going to disappear. But they will be there in the extended. So anyway, bye. I'm going to go into the extended. We're going to see who will initiate the next move. Will it be you, them, or spirit? We'll also see where is this connection headed in the next 30 days. So we'll see if they're going to reach out in the short. We'll see what's the short-term situation and time frame, and then what's the long-term situation and time frame for this connection. We'll also see what should you do next. And we'll also get any signs and synchronicities to look out for. So that is all going to be in the extended. And the extended is going to be linked in the description. It is going to be on Patreon, and it's available for a one-time purchase, but it's also available on the second tier on Patreon. And on Patreon, we have viewer-suggested content. So every month, viewers get to suggest what they want to see on Patreon. And that's what we have over there. So there's a ton of in-depth readings, just like we have here on YouTube. But it's exclusive content, and then the second tier has all of our extendeds that get uploaded there. So if you're interested, you can check out the one-time purchase, or you can check out the actual tier, but make sure it's the second tier because it's a little confusing. So make sure you choose the right tier to get everything included. But if this is where I'm leaving you off, that is totally fine. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. And if you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below. But thank you so much, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I'll either see you in the extended or I'll see you next time. Bye.